into authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift and inspire us, from personal growth to social change. So grab your teacup and get ready to join the conversation. Welcome to Tanisha Talks Tea, where we dive into authentic conversations about ourselves and our community, exploring topics that uplift. Hey, happy Sunday, all my sippers. We are live on this Sunday afternoon with all of my tea sippers. It's Tanisha Talks Teas to elevate and soar. I pray that everybody is soaring and elevating today on this beautiful Sunday. How are all my sippers? Get on in here and hold your teacups up to have them filled with the tea of the day. Today, we're going to talk about Shannon Sharpe, y'all. Y'all know he has been a big dud, like his milk dud head. Okay, so first we always start off by saying thank you to all of our platforms that we are live on. Hi, YouTube sippers. How are all my YouTube sippers? I hope you guys are all blessed and safe on this Sunday. Thank you guys so much for showing support. Yesterday we got an update from 2 months of working on YouTube, right? We have reached 250,000 views. Yay! Yay! Okay. We have been live now, back up on YouTube. We took a 5-year hiatus to get our lives and ourselves together in our communities, and we've done that. We've done our work. We've done our healing. We have done our soul searching. We reached around in the retrograde of the universe and saw that we were still needed and had a space on YouTube to join the platform. So here we are. We love and thank you guys so very much for the welcome back and the blessing and support. 250,000 views and climbing. Thank you guys so much over on YouTube for supporting. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please go over to Tanisha Talks Teas and subscribe. Facebook sippers, what's up? All of my Facebook sippers, so much love. We're almost at 16,000 followers over on Facebook. We are incredibly blessed, so thankful for the support. You guys really, poured up big. The sippers over on Facebook, I really love all of my subscribers and followers on all the platforms that I'm on. Facebook, y'all really show up and show out for me. I thank you guys so very much for supporting and following me. Thank you guys for always engaging and communicating with me, letting me know where you feel and how you are living in your community and what you see in the world around you. And always sipping tea with Tanisha Talks Teas. So give yourselves a hand clap for that. We thank you guys so much. For all of my sippers over on Facebook. Twitch, hey Twitch. We are live on Twitch. We're climbing on Twitch, y'all. We're almost at 2,000 followers over on Twitch, okay? We've been on Twitch now almost maybe 8 months, and we're doing good. I mean, as best as one can. I'm not Kai Sanat. I ain't over here gaming, okay? If I was, I probably would be as nice as Kai Sanat. I used to be a pretty good gamer back in my gaming days, but not for nothing. I am so thankful for all of the support that I receive on Twitch. You guys engage. My, watcher, viewers are, climbing and rising. You guys do engage and you guys are watching, and I'm so thankful for that. Thank you guys so very much for following me over on Twitch. Kick all my kickers that are over here sipping tea with Tanisha Talks Teas. Thank you guys so much to Elevated Source, exactly what we do. So we found out that Kick is a fairly new platform that we thought that we could also elevate and soar on. We've been over here about a month or so now. We have got almost 25 followers over on Kick, and it feels good. Like y'all engage, y'all really like comment a lot, y'all are following and engaging, and I'm just so happy to be welcome to Kick. Thank you, all my new sippers, for following me on all platforms. If you are not a follower, subscriber, I'm on all streaming platforms, okay? So just hit that like and subscribe button to get all of the latest tea from me, Tanisha Talks Teas, okay? So our topic for the day, our tea talk topic for the day is Shannon Sharpe's bald-headed ass, okay? So let's just jump right on into Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is again, after his lawsuit, right, was settled with Gabrielle Zuniga. Okay. We've talked about Shannon Sharpe and how we felt about after the lawsuit. So that's on one of my lives. I don't remember exactly who I did the Shannon Sharpe live with. I think it was with Malcolm Jamal Warner and his untimely passing. But he is on one of my past live streams where I talked about his lawsuit and just how foolish he looks. Okay, I missed that lawsuit. So let's jump right into the current updates about Shannon. Okay, Shannon Sharpe has now officially been fired by ESPN following the settlement of a $50 million sexual assault lawsuit. Oh my God, y'all. I heard it was like 30 million. It was 50 million actual assault lawsuit. Is that what he gave her, or are they just referencing what she asked for? Oh my goodness, y'all. This article is saying that Shannon settled for 50 million. But let's just keep reading to see what T is, okay? So Shannon Sharpe, a pro football player, of Hall of Famer and prominent sports commentator, was let go by ESPN on July 30th, 2025. This decision came shortly after he settled a lawsuit filed by a former romantic partner who accused him of sexual assault and battery. The lawsuit, which sought 50 million in damages, alleged that Sharpe had engaged in violent behavior during the relationship and recorded their encounters without consent. The lawsuit was filed in April 2025, and Sharpe publicly denied the allegations, describing them as a shakedown. He claimed that his relationship with the accuser was consensual and expressed his intention to return to ESPN once the NFL training camps begin. However, after the lawsuit was settled on July 18th, 2025, the details of the settlement were not disclosed, and Sharpe did not return to the network. ESPN has not publicly commented on the reasons for Sharpe's termination, but it is widely believed that the lawsuit and the surrounding controversy played a significant role in their decision. Sharpe had not appeared on the network since the lawsuit was filed, and his departure was reported by multiple sources, including The Athletic. So The Athletic reported that Shannon Sharpe no longer at ESPN. Okay. So Shannon Sharpe's firing from ESPN follows the tumultuous period marked by serious allegations and a legal settlement leading to significant changes in his professional career. Shannon Sharpe was officially let go after he settled the lawsuit with Gabrielle Zuniga, which ultimately ending in her retiring. She got enough off of the lawsuit with Shannon Sharpe to ultimately retire from working ever again. Okay, let that marinate in your spirit. So here's what people had to say. The football player from the network left 2 weeks after he settled a 50 million ape and actual assault lawsuit. Sharpe initially stepped back from ESPN in April after the suit was first filed against him. Sharpe had been with the network since 2023, so 2 years, when he joined the talk show First Take alongside with Stephen A. Smith and Molly Querim. He appeared as an NFL and NBA analyst who shared his thoughts on games, trades, and industry news. Although he signed a multi-year contract extension with ESPN in June 2024, he officially cut ties with the network in July of 2025. People reached out to the ESPN for comment, but the network has not addressed the exit. Meanwhile, Sharpe briefly spoke about the decision and shared his mindset. They did what they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that, Sharpe said on a July 30th episode of his Nightcap podcast. Here's everything to know about why Shannon Sharpe was fired from ESPN. ESPN has not shared an official reason for Sharpe's exit. However, Sharpe's departure occurred less than 2 weeks after he settled a $50 million ape and sexual assault lawsuit. When the lawsuit was first filed in April, Sharpe denied any wrongdoing and announced he would step away from ESPN. Prior to the media world, he played as a tight end with the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens and won 3 Super Bowls. He was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2011. Okay, very esteemed football player, which means that, he was one of the ones that would be sought out for deals like this, right? In addition to his work on ESPN, Sharpe found success with his podcast, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. Okay. Although Sharpe was officially released from ESPN in July, he has been absent from the network since April 24th of 2025. At the time, Sharpe wrote on Instagram that he was temporarily stepping back from the network just a few days after the ape and sexual assault lawsuit was filed against him. My statement is found here, and this is the truth, Sharpe wrote in a since deleted Instagram post. At this juncture, I am electing to step aside temporarily from my ESPN duties. I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. ESPN supports the decision to pause hits and told Variety in a statement, "This is a serious situation, and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away." So, what did the lawsuit actually say about Shannon? The Hall of Famer's legal troubles began in April 2025 when a woman who was never publicly named accused Sharpe of aiding her on multiple occasions over the course of a nearly 2-year rocky consensual relationship. Per the complaint obtained by People, the woman, who had since moved to Nevada, claimed she met Sharpe at a gym, in Los Angeles when she was 22 years old. In 2023, she alleged that after he made several advances toward her, she agreed to meet up with him and they became romantically involved. However, she alleged that their encounters were not always consensual and that he would also record their actual encounters and share them with other people without her consent. A woman can say yes to consensual sexual relations with a man 99 times, but when she says no, even once, that no means no. The complaint stated, defendant Shannon Sharpe, a man who is accustomed to getting what he wants, completely fails to understand this basic concept. So y'all also know that her attorney was the guy that failed to sue Jay-Z. However, he doubled back with Shannon's accuser and got paid. Okay. In the $50 million lawsuit, the woman further claimed that Sharpe became violent with her and threatened to kill her after she was late to his home one time. The plaintiff claimed she wanted to pause their relationship after seeing him accidentally live streaming himself having sex with another woman on Instagram in September of 2024. So remember all of those things that were like the very beginning of how we knew he was going to get sued by Gabriella Zunigas. Okay. Yeah. So, however, the following month, the woman alleged that Sharpe forced her into a car and made her perform oral X and anally aped her. Oh, my dear sweet Jesus. Sharpe grabbed her head, forcing her to look at him as she sobbed, the lawsuit alleged. He said at that point, look at this. Look at my arm. I've got chills. That's how good this feels. Oh, my God. In addition to the damage accusations made in the lawsuit, the woman's attorney, Tony Busby, also released an audio clip of a recording that he alleged was Sharpe threatening his client. So I wonder if I click on this, will it play it? Hold on, y'all. So it took me over here, right? Is this the clip?
My dream was always to be with the love of my life.
I don't know. Anything I say, you're just gonna like get mad at and you're just gonna hang up on me. So I feel like
I'm not gonna hang up on you. Here's what it is.
what does that even mean?
Nothing yet. You want to be to me now, so
I don't want to be. Don't manipulate me.
if you say that one more time, I'm gonna choke the out of you when I see you.
I don't.
You know what?
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Oh my God. Shut up, Shannon. He done told this girl he was going to choke her while, having sex with her, and she did not have a choice. So that in itself is, damaging, to damn near prove whatever else she said to be true. What it is, and even if it may not have been the whole truth, that statement alone of him on an audio clip just burned him. That he alleged was Sharpe threatening his client. The clip, which was obtained by People in April, appeared to be the woman telling Sharpe not to manipulate her, okay? If you say that word one time, I'm gonna choke the S out of you when I see you. A voice resembling Sharpe said. Shortly after the lawsuit was filed, Sharpe vehemently denied the allegations, and his attorney, Lanny Davis, said in a statement that it was a consensual adult relationship that included role playing, actual language, and fantasy scenarios. This is a shakedown Sharpe said in a video posted to X on April 22nd. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby. 3 months after the lawsuit was filed, Busby told People on July 19th that both parties had settled the case, right? Both sides acknowledged a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship after protracted and respectful negotiations. I am pleased to announce that we have reached a mutually agreed upon resolution, he said at the time. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice, meaning she cannot bring these allegations and charges back against him again. Neither Sharpe nor his attorney comment on the settlement. So what has Shannon Sharpe said about the firing now following the lawsuit where he retired Gabrielle Zuniga while at the same time being fired from his job, okay? where he was looking to receive a $100 million deal with ESPN for whatever podcast he may have been working on, Net Spin or whatever the hell he was doing. Okay. Net Talk, Night Talk, Nightcap. Okay. Shortly after his firing became public, Sharpe went on one of his podcasts to explain that he was at peace with the decision. However, he also explained that he was upset that the news came out ahead of his brother, Sterling Sharpe's induction into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I found out this information, says Sharpe, a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going to the Football Hall of Fame. I really want it to be about him, and I want it to be about my family. Sharpe explained on the July 30th episode of his Nightcap podcast. I said, this coming out will overshadow everything he's worked his entire life for, and unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. Okay, I'm going to sip tea right here, sippers, okay? First of all, we don't give a fuck about you thinking that it's all about you and your bad acting ass behavior that caused you to not probably be in the Football Hall of Fame any longer. They may take you out of it. I believe they said that Shannon Sharpe was in it. Okay, if he is, he's probably going to be taken out of it for this type of behavior. And if he's not in it, he's definitely not looking to be inducted, right? So, not for nothing. Your brother's achievement will always be just what that is. Your bad acting behavior will never overshadow that major accomplishment for Sterling Sharpe. Sterling Sharpe still will be, inducted accordingly as he should be into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as it seems he is going to be. Please don't start getting, all cute with me about this football shit, because all I know are some of the players, how to run some of the scrimmages, and some of the teams. So I am like a lot of women. I watch football for the ass, okay? For like some of the twirls they do, spin arounds, you know what I'm saying? Tackles. I watch a lot of football for that reason. I don't know no stats. I don't know who's getting traded most times. I don't know shit. But I do enough to talk about this, okay? So as I was saying, that has nothing to do with his notoriety of being inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, right? Nothing's going to be taken away from him. Yeah, we're going to sip our tea on you, but everybody that is serious Sterling Sharpe fans are going to be there for his major accomplishment and not give a damn about your major failure. Okay? Remember, like and subscribe. We are sipping tea from Shannon Sharpe's mess today. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. When you come in, remember, lift your teacups up to get this tea on Shannon Sharpe. Okay, so where were we? Despite Sharpe's wishes, the news of his firing came out ahead of his brother's induction, so he profusely apologized to his brother. I don't even think that was necessary. I still think that was Shannon trying to make it about himself. That's the narcissist in Shannon, because I don't even think his brother thought anything, probably nothing about it. Like, they're, looking at me to, give me notoriety for what I've done. You, on the other hand, are not in the brightest of lights right now. That's why you're getting fired, nigga. You're getting fired. You know what I'm saying? So I really enjoy my time at ESPN, says Shannon Sharpe. They gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. I'm very, very grateful for that. Sharpe continued. They did what they felt they needed to do. I'm at peace with that. I just wish this thing could have waited until Monday, because I hate the fact that I'm overshadowing my brother. You're not overshadowing your brother in a good way. I can see if they were like, well, we want to induct both of the Sharpe brothers to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We just don't know which one we want to put on first. That ain't what's happening, okay? You're not overshadowing your brother in a good light. So nobody gives a damn whether or not they take into consideration your feelings of why they're releasing the time of your firing from ESPN, so people know, don't expect Shannon's ass back on Monday because we're firing him today. Type shit. Okay. Nobody cares about that, sir. First two brothers in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And this is what, okay, so Shannon is in the Football Hall of Fame. I wonder if that may change now, according to what's all been going on, right? So, and this is what the headline is going to be for the next couple of days. You goddamn right, for the next couple of however long we want to talk about this shit. Never. What will Shannon Sharpe do next? Since his firing, Sharpe has continued releasing episodes on both his audio shows, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. Because, right, I think these are both things that he does on YouTube, right? So, he has 6 million subscribers combined on Club Shay Shay and Nightcap, which is wonderful. Like when Shannon Sharpe did the interview with Cat Williams, I think he made like $6 million, right? Just off of the fucking interview with Cat Williams. Cat Williams is that, he's a big deal in comedic, spaces. So yeah. And he talks that real talk, right? He talks the real tease of what we really want to know about what's really going on and what most people are afraid to talk about because they want to stay a A-lister in circles and, situations that they think keep them at the top, right? So according to the Athletic Sharpe's contract with the Volume Podcast Network, it's ending this August. So Shannon is losing money. He's losing money, okay? Not only the money that he lost when he gave it to Gabrielle Sunigas, right? He's losing money outside of that lawsuit as well right now. He was looking to sign with a new network for a contract that could exceed $100 million before the lawsuit became public. It's unclear where Sharpe and his projects currently stand. So let's read some comments. These guys ruined their own careers, says Delilah. So sad for the mess. Tony laughs. And there are only 2 comments on that. So what do you guys think, right? Shannon Sharpe, he does speak out after he got fired. Let's listen to that clip. So during a recent appearance on Club Shay Shay, former NFL star Chad Ochocinco Johnson shared a surprising fact about his 2 years. Oh, no, wait a minute. That's something completely different. I thought he was talking about Shannon's ass. Okay, this is out of relationship drama, goddamn self. He be hooking up with some baddies and just be dropping the complete ball on the entire situation. So let's listen to Shannon Sharpe's interview, or however have you, him talking about him being fired from ESPN and what that looks like. Remember, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. We are live on all social media platforms. don't know why the damn stuff didn't screen, but there it is. Okay.
Bob Rushmore. The first one.
The first one.
Yeah.
The blasphemy coming out of your mouth.
ET can confirm Shannon Sharpe out at ESPN, less than 2 weeks after settling a $50 million lawsuit with an ex who accused him of rape.
I know my family and fans know exactly what this is about.
Sharpe hadn't appeared on the network since the suit was filed more than 3 months ago and planned to return for the start of the NFL preseason. He was less than a year into a new multi-year deal. ESPN has declined to comment. ET has also reached out to Sharpe's legal team. In the 13-page complaint obtained by ET in April, Sharpe's ex-girlfriend claimed she was raped by the Hall of Fame tight end several times at the end of last year and the beginning of 2025. She also said he threatened to kill her, beat her up, and recorded sexual encounters without her consent.
My career is all about real talk and honesty. This is a shakedown. I'm going to be open, transparent, and defend myself because this isn't right.
In the end, the accuser's attorney says, quote, both sides acknowledged a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. A resolution was reached after respectful negotiations. The terms of the settlement haven't been disclosed.
I hate to seem like a petty individual for picking apart lies.
Are you not afraid about being blackballed again?
This comes amid reports that the Club Shay Shay host may be negotiating a substantial deal for his media empire, expected to exceed $100 million. It's unclear how this news
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN.
Welcome to Washington Examiner's Rewind. I'm Michael Anthony Moore, and here's one of the biggest stories of the week.
I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow.
ESPN fired Shannon Sharpe after settling a lawsuit that accused him of sexually assaulting a woman during their relationship together.
They did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that.
He first joined ESPN in 2023 and signed a multi-year contract in 2024.
Stephen A., what is your sole purpose at First Take?
To do whatever you tell me to, Drill Sergeant.
That's a brilliant idea.
Although Sharpe hasn't been seen on ESPN since April when the lawsuit was filed, he still has his notable podcasts, Club Shay Shay and Nightcap.
You never know who's going to be joining us for Drinks and Conversation.
For more information on this story, check it out at WashingtonExaminer.com.
Did you know that brush-based car washes cause damage to your vehicle? At Auto Wash, our automatic touchless technology, along with proprietary acid-free soaps and spot.
Welcome back. So, Pro Football Hall of Famer and Georgia native Shannon Sharpe, he's speaking out after ESPN announced it's cutting ties with him. So he was one of the faces of the network's hit morning sports debate show First Take, and that move comes less than 2 weeks after Sharpe reached an undisclosed settlement with an anonymous woman who filed a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery. Well, Sharpe confirmed the news on his podcast show Nightcap.
I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow. But I just wished all things, like I said, hey, they did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that. But I just wish, guys, this thing could have waited until Monday.
Well, Sharpe says that he got the news earlier this week, and he wanted it to stay quiet to avoid distracting this weekend's Hall of Fame induction of his brother, Sterling Sharpe.
Shannon Sharpe is reportedly out at ESPN just weeks after settling a bombshell $50 million sexual battery and rape lawsuit. The Athletic confirmed that the network is done with the former NFL star, who had previously stepped away from his duties following serious allegations made in April. Sharpe was sued by a woman identified as Jane Doe, who claimed he raped her multiple times between late 2024 and early 2025. She said they met at a gym in 2023 and described an abusive dynamic, alleging he aggressively pursued her and demanded she visit his Beverly Glen mansion. The lawsuit also included an audio recording allegedly of Sharpe threatening to choke the shit out of her. In response, Sharpe denied the accusations and released screenshots suggesting their relationship was consensual and involved fantasy and role-playing. He announced his temporary departure from ESPN on social media, insisting the relationship was 100% consensual, and said he would focus on his family while fighting what he called false and disruptive allegations. Sharpe was also named in a second rape lawsuit filed the same month, which he also denied. As of now, it appears that ESPN has officially cut ties.
Monday CRM has the best AI features in the game.
Especially in sales.
Hands down.
So for me, email composition.
Former NFL star Shannon Sharpe is no longer with ESPN. That's what a source with knowledge of the situation is telling CNN. Sharpe was one of the faces of ESPN's morning sports debate show, First Take. The move comes less than 2 weeks after Sharpe reached an undisclosed settlement with an anonymous woman who filed a lawsuit accusing him of multiple instances of sexual assault in Las Vegas. Sharpe's attorney did not have a comment on Wednesday. His legal representatives previously described the lawsuit as an attempt to, quote, shake down the popular podcaster.
The Isaiah Factor Uncensored starts right now.
Welcome and thank you for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored. An update tonight. NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe will not return to ESPN after settling a sexual assault lawsuit. He settled the $50 million lawsuit a few weeks ago. Sharpe was accused of raping a woman on 2 different occasions. However, he's denying the claims. Now, Sharpe was last seen on ESPN back in April, and at the time, he said he would be back on air. No terms of the settlement have been disclosed, which is typical. What does this mean for the football legend? Is his brand destroyed? Joining us on The Factor Uncensored, we have with us Bevan Biggers, principal of B&B Hospitality, sports fan Vance Lawrence, and sports journalist Siobhan Herndon, and Factor digital producer Ajibola Ruderine. Glad to have you all on The Factor Uncensored. Siobhan, first of all, your thoughts about this? This is a major decision by ESPN. He was a name on the network.
Yeah, definitely a name. Shannon, I really hate this for him, but with ESPN, it's all about the brand. It's all about the perception. They took him off air back in April, and they did their due diligence. And so today they made the announcement, and I hate this for him. But I can see this, and, with someone in that magnitude, with that name, you have to watch the company you keep. You have to watch your every move. So I'm not surprised by the decision from ESPN. I really do hate this for him.
All right, Bevan, your thoughts about this?
I mean, he's not going to lose a fan base because they'll just say, oh, they're just trying to hurt a black man, and he was going to buy CNN. You can't be walking around with that much power with no integrity. It's going to catch up to you eventually. So I don't feel bad for him at all. I think that more men out here need to have some discipline when it comes to sex. So, yeah.
She said it.
And Aji, your thoughts, and is that the sentiment we're seeing online where you work at Fox 26?
Well, when you look online, when you ask the question, like, is his brand going to be destroyed? It's like on 2 different levels. Like, is he going to still have his show on YouTube? Is he going to still have his podcast? Yes. But when people think of Shannon Sharpe, they might think of the podcast first, but they're going to also remember, all of the things that happened with this case, because you remember the case was pretty salacious. I mean, he talked about possible sex tapes. There were very lewd messages that were put out. So, a lot of people, he's a freaky uncle. Like, that's what they're looking at him at online. That's what they're saying. So, I mean, I think it's one of those things where he probably gonna be okay financially. He's probably gonna be okay in terms of his own shows and his own podcast. But in terms of the way the public perceives him, he can't control that anymore.
And Vance, your thoughts about the podcast? Do you think the podcast will continue to flourish, or will it take a hit as well?
I think the fact that he started 2 podcasts was probably the smartest thing he ever did for his career, because he actually has something he could fall back on. So far, he's lost 3 linear television jobs, first one being at CBS, and then FS1, and then ESPN. But with ESPN, it felt like it was like self-inflicted, you know? So the fact that he was able to start his own businesses with these, podcasts, he has something he can fall back on. So he was looking to do that, but he's going to need to depend on that at this point.
And Siobhan, do you think the sponsors and many of the advertisers on the podcast will stay around if certain people or individuals out there put pressure on them?
Yeah, I think that he'll still get some type of backing, but it won't be to the magnitude that he has right now. ESPN is laying the footprint, the blueprint to back out and push away from him. And so I think you're going to see some sponsors to kind of fall in line with ESPN, because that is the Mecca, that is Disney, that is, the headquarters, they are ESPN. And so when you see a major company back away from a name like Shannon Sharpe, you'll start to see others to follow.
And Bevan, you mentioned that there's a lesson to learn from this, according to you.
Yeah.
And what would that lesson be?
When you walk around and you lack sexual discipline, you pretty much give your power away to anybody that you're being weird with. Right? If you're married and you're cheating on your wife, you're now giving the power to the side piece, or you're always constantly giving the power to somebody, and they know how powerful you are. So they are going to be looking at you and looking for a way to mess that up for you. But yeah, I mean, boo-hoo to him.
All right, Aji, what are people saying from that aspect on social media and on the web?
I mean, again, like I said earlier, it's kind of like, it's something that I feel like to a degree is going to tarnish his reputation. Like, even when we talked about ESPN being a Disney company and they separating themselves, if you look at his podcast, the type of sponsors he had on there was very much far from that type of stuff. I mean, he had pills for ED and alcohol and stuff like that. So in that case, yes, he still probably will be able to get those type of sponsors and stuff like that. But when it comes to having a chance of being like a family man, or like have that representation of being like a wholesome person, which I think he had to a degree, it's not going to be the same.
Well, he kind of lost that on Instagram when he had that live. That's when he started to lose me, because how do you, at that degree, do you get on live by accident and you're messing with somebody? How do you even do that?
Do you think that was a publicity stunt or just foolish?
You don't need a publicity stunt. You're already famous and people already love you. Why would you do that?
Well, what do you think happened there? Just a dumb mistake?
I mean, he is old, so maybe he just...
Oh my God.
And you got to think about this.
I mean, I've never been live on accident, not with nothing like that.
And you got to think about this, Isaiah. After Fox Sports 1, there was some, like, do we hire him? Do we not hire him? So there were a lot of people at ESPN who kind of put their name behind him in order for him to get hired, because after Fox Sports 1, he should have been done then, but some people put their name on the line, and that's how he was able to come to ESPN. So after this, it's kind of like CBS, Fox
Does this keep skipping like?
Sports Network, now ESPN. I don't think there are any networks left for him to go to.
But he's still saying that I don't understand. Maybe I don't understand law. Right. But why would you settle if you didn't do it?
Right.
I don't really.
He probably wanted to get it over with. That's my guess. But at the same time.
And attorneys have told their clients, in order to make this go away, whether you did it or not, and get rid of all the negative publicity and move on, settle it. If you have it.
It already was getting pretty nasty out there with the amount of information, and he talked about possible it was a lot of stuff that probably was going to come out if this went to litigation or something. So I mean, probably
$50 million is a lot.
And there are always prosecutors
I know that's right, Queen.
listening, waiting to jump in as well. Thank you guys for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored.
So, embarrassing story, guys. I got hit with a medical bill recently and I did not have enough money to pay for it. But a friend of mine mentioned that she
Football Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe will not return to ESPN. According to CNN, the dismissal comes after the South Georgia native settled a sexual assault lawsuit with a woman. Sharpe had been with ESPN for nearly 2 years after carving out a successful broadcast career following a Hall of Fame career. Sharpe was named in a lawsuit in which a woman claimed he was manipulating and controlling during their 2-year relationship. The woman claimed Sharpe assaulted her last October and again in January. Sharpe denied the claims and posted on X that he was stepping away from his duties at ESPN while things played out in court. He settled the suit nearly 2 weeks ago. Financial terms were not disclosed, but the initial lawsuit sought more than $50 million from the Savannah State University graduate.
Shannon Sharpe officially out at ESPN. A source familiar with the situation telling NBC News that the Hall of Famer will not return to the network. It comes after he settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault, according to the plaintiff's attorney. Sharpe has strongly denied the allegations made against him before he stepped back from his role. ESPN has not commented.
Pro Football Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe and ESPN have parted ways, a source tells CNN. The split between Sharpe and ESPN comes less than 2 weeks after he settled a sexual assault lawsuit filed against him. The Athletic was the first to report the split. In the lawsuit, an anonymous woman accused Sharpe of multiple instances of assault, sexual assault, battery, and sexual battery. Sharpe denied the allegations, calling the suit a shakedown. The lawsuit saw over $50 million in damages. On July 18th, the accuser's attorney announced a settlement had been reached, saying in a statement, quote, "Both sides acknowledge a long-term, consensual, and tumultuous relationship." Sharpe's team confirmed the terms, but said he wouldn't comment further. Sharpe stepped away from ESPN during legal proceeding and had planned to return for NFL preseason. ESPN declined to comment on his exit or the settlement. Sharpe's attorney also did not comment on the split from ESPN.
Yes, this is why I switched to injection-free weight loss.
I was eating healthy, working out every day, and
NFL Hall of Fame tight end and former Denver Bronco Shannon Sharpe will not be returning to ESPN after all. That's according to multiple reports. News comes weeks after Sharpe settled a sexual assault lawsuit filed against him. Sharpe had temporarily stepped aside from his role at ESPN to deal with the lawsuit when it was filed back in April, vowing to be back in time for the NFL season. But now reports say he will not return to ESPN after all.
Got to get to some breaking news out of the sports world now. ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe. The move coming after Sharpe, of course, the Hall of Fame tight end, settled a lawsuit accusing him of sexual assault and battery. He has previously denied the allegations against him, and he hasn't been on the air since April. NBC News is out to Sharpe and his attorney for comment, although we haven't heard back. Ellison Barber is tracking this one. Ellison, what else do we know?
Hey, Hallie, I mean, it is a massive fall from grace for the Hall of Famer turned broadcast giant. As you said, his relationship with ESPN, it is officially over. He had not been on the air at ESPN since this lawsuit was first filed back in April. That was a decision at the time that he and his attorney had said they had made, that he had made on his own as he dealt with what he described back then as false and disruptive allegations. But look, he's no longer going to be on ESPN, and this is despite the network renegotiating his contract and announcing an expansion of his role on the show First Take just last year. You mentioned it, but no comment from ESPN or Sharpe as of yet. The split, it does come 2 weeks after the attorney who was representing the woman who had accused Sharpe of sexual assault and raping her in the state of Nevada on 2 different occasions, one in late 2024 and one in January of this year. It comes 2 weeks after her attorney announced that they had reached a settlement on that lawsuit. The terms of the settlement were not publicly disclosed. Again, Sharpe has consistently denied any wrongdoing here. He claims that he had a consensual relationship with this woman. Based on court filings in the state of Nevada, she had said that she had met Sharpe back in 2023 at a gym when she was 20 years old and that they had engaged in a relationship over the course of 2 years. And then again in late 2024, that's when she says she was assaulted by Sharpe, both physically and sexually, and raped at least 2 times. Again, no direct comment from Sharpe at this time. He and his attorney, they had previously said that the decision to step away from his role at ESPN in April was one that he made himself. This no longer a decision he has made himself. This is ESPN splitting from Sharpe. He will not be on that show, on that program, on the network moving forward. That being said, he does have an incredibly popular podcast that airs weekly, and as far as we know, that will continue. But Hallie, in terms of his relationship broadcasting with ESPN, that is over.
Ellison Barber, thank you very much for tracking that.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Warning signs you are a witch by blood.
This is why your birth date isn't random.
People can feel it before you say a word. It's not looks.
ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. They did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that.
So we just got the biggest breaking news story that we've received since what happened to Joy Taylor. And trust me when I say you are not ready for how deep this rabbit hole goes. Shannon Sharpe just got fired by ESPN. Not suspended, not stepping away, not taking a brief leave of absence because he was currently doing that. He was straight up terminated. And before you click off thinking you know this story, let me tell you something. There's audio recordings that we need to go back into. There's text messages that'll blow your mind, and a pattern of behavior that goes back years that nobody's talking about. Now, a lot of you guys think that maybe I have some sort of vendetta against Shannon Sharpe because he was an asshole to me one time when I bumped into him at the gym. But no, this has nothing to do with that. I promise you.
Then what about the moment when you actually realize that you're not here by accident? That there is a
ESPN confirming to NBC it's cutting ties with its NFL commentator Shannon Sharpe.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. They did what they felt they needed to do, and I'm at peace with that.
So we just got the biggest breaking news story that we've received since what happened to Joy Taylor. And trust me when I say you are not ready for how deep this rabbit hole goes. Shannon Sharpe just got fired by ESPN. Not suspended, not stepping away, not taking a brief leave of absence because he was currently doing that. He was straight up terminated. And before you click off thinking you know this story, let me tell you something. There's audio recordings that we need to go back into. There's text messages that'll blow your mind and a pattern of behavior that goes back years that nobody's talking about. Now, a lot of you guys think that maybe I have some sort of vendetta against Shannon Sharpe because he was an asshole to me one time when I bumped into him at the gym. But no, this has nothing to do with that. I promise you. Now, real quick before we get to today's video, we're giving away multiple copies of Madden 26 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on this channel. And now that we get all that out of the way, let's get to this story because it's a crazy one. First things first, we gotta talk about the recent news we just got. Just a few days ago, according to Andrew Marchand at The Athletic, who broke this story, ESPN has officially cut ties with Shannon Sharpe. Barrett Media confirmed this directly with ESPN, though the network isn't really providing any additional comments at the time that I'm recording this video. Now, this isn't just any firing. This is Disney pretty much saying that we're done with one of their biggest stars. And here's what's gonna blow your mind. This happened exactly 12 days after Shannon Sharpe thought he was in the clear. Coincidence? I think not. 12 days after he settled that $50 million lawsuit that we made a video on previously, but I'm going to break down for you guys again in detail because it is absolutely insane. But before we get there, I need to take you all the way back to January 3rd, 2024. This day was without a doubt one of the greatest days, if not the greatest day of Shannon Sharpe's media career. And that's the same day that this entire story really started. And that's when Cat Williams basically predicted Shannon Sharpe's entire downfall. So picture this, Shannon Sharpe sits down with Cat Williams for what becomes the most watched interview in podcast history. 89 million views and counting on YouTube alone. There's no question that this is the greatest piece of content that Shannon Sharpe has ever recorded, and that's saying something because Shannon Sharpe was a media legend at this point. During that legendary 3-hour conversation, Cat drops this prophetic bomb that'll give you chills when you realize what happened next.
To get with a white woman because I was scared. Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. I have a reason to be scared. Could be Kang the Conqueror. Take your ass down in 2 weekends.
Now, at the time, everyone thought that Cat was just talking about Diddy and maybe some Hollywood people. But as reports would come out later on, Cat was eerily accurate about multiple celebrities facing consequences in 2024 and 2025. But here's what nobody caught at the time. Shannon Sharpe was sitting right there, probably thinking he was immune. This man had just left Fox Sports, joined ESPN, was making millions of dollars, and had Club Shay Shay exploding. The man thought he was untouchable, and rightfully so. He had no idea he was sitting across from a prophet. Now, I'm about to take you through the exact timeline of how Shannon Sharpe went from the top of the world to unemployed in less than 18 months. And I'm warning you right now, there are 3 separate incidents involving Shannon Sharpe and women that ESPN knew about. 3. And the last one, let's say the audio recordings were just the cherry on top. Now, for those of you guys that are hardcore NFL fans, and I'm assuming you are if you're watching this channel, you know that Shannon Sharpe wasn't just some random sports analyst. This dude built a Hall of Fame NFL career, and following that, he built a legitimate media empire. After his 14-year NFL career, where he made about $22 million total, he was making more money in media than he ever did catching footballs. His Fox Sports deal was paying him $3 million a year. ESPN was paying similar money, but here's where it gets crazy. His podcast empire was printing money. When Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless broke up 2 summers ago, I made videos detailing what Shannon Sharpe's content strategy was, and it was absolutely genius. Launch Club Shay Shay. I couldn't have predicted that he was going to launch Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, but he did that as well. And then make regular appearances on ESPN's First Take, just so you can remind daily sports viewers of who you are. Use that as a funnel to your podcast, and next thing you know, you're printing money. And that's what Shannon Sharpe did. He followed that to a T. BET. Prior to his recent lawsuit, Shannon Sharpe was in talks for podcast deals exceeding $100 million. And that Cat Williams interview alone made him $6 million from one 3-hour conversation. BET reported that Sharpe was nearing a historic $100 million deal for Club Shay Shay. This man went from catching touchdowns to cashing checks, and he was winning big time until April of 2025, where everything changed forever. But before we get to April, I need to talk about the first incident that nobody really talks about, and that's something that happened at Fox Sports that they kept completely quiet. Now, bear in mind, these are all allegations. Shannon, don't sue me or punch me in the face next time you see me at the gym. So let's get to the story, because this is something that's a little bit more recent. For those of you guys that didn't watch my Joy Taylor video, I'm going to leave a link to it in the end screen so you guys could get the full story about this. But according to the lawsuit that involves Joy Taylor and Skip Bayless trying to hit on Nushin Faraji, while Shannon Sharpe was at Fox Sports, there was an incident with a female production assistant named Nushin Faraji that required a settlement. Front Office Sports broke this story, reporting that Fox and Shannon settled for several $100,000 to keep an alleged choking incident quiet. No lawsuit was filed publicly, no police report, nothing, just a quiet settlement to make it go away. Shannon's team called it a light physical interaction in a playful context, but keep that in the back of your mind because this is a pattern that is about to become very important. Now, this is the same Shannon Sharpe who had that very public beef with Skip Bayless. Remember when Skip tweeted about game implications while Damar Hamlin was literally fighting for his life on the field? Shannon Sharpe missed the next show in protest.
If you'd like to tweet us your emotions of the night about what happened, please do so. You can tweet us at @undisputed. The last thing we want to do is offend anyone by trying to do what we always do, which is talk about sports. Obviously, my partner Shannon Sharpe is not here today. I look forward to seeing him tomorrow.
And when he came back, they had that heated on-air argument where Shannon said this.
I'm not going to take it down because I stand by what I tweeted.
Skip, let me finish.
All right, okay.
Go ahead.
No, you go. Okay.
I mean, I cannot even get through a monologue without you interrupting me.
Well,
you could have came back. Skip.
Well, I thought.
Skip, just let.
I didn't know you were going to bring up.
No, I didn't want to yesterday to get into a situation where Damar Hamlin was the issue, with not getting to your tweet. That's what I was going to do. But you can't even let me finish my opening monologue without you interrupting.
But now I'm wondering, was Shannon Sharpe's exit from Fox really about Skip Bayless, or did Fox have other reasons that they were okay with letting him walk? Either way, Shannon landed at ESPN and everything seemed perfect until September of 2024, when Shannon Sharpe made one of the most embarrassing mistakes in social media history. So if you somehow missed this or you've been living under a rock, on September 11th, 2024, Shannon Sharpe accidentally went live on Instagram while hooking up with someone. 3.2 million followers got an audio show that they never asked for, and I would show you the clip, but the last time we did that, we got demonetized, and I want to keep my YouTube channel. So initially, Shannon claimed that he was hacked, but then he came clean on his Nightcap podcast, admitting that he wasn't hacked. It wasn't a prank. It was him being a healthy, active male. For whatever reason, Shannon Sharpe wanted to flex to his 3.2 million followers that he's a healthy, active male. It's kind of weird that he's also saying it wasn't an accident. The internet went absolutely crazy. Cat Williams and Chad Johnson were among the many who had hilarious interactions.
Everybody always talk about date your age, date your age. Well, I want to date my wage. I'm finna shut all this ish down tonight. I want to date my wage.
Stay right here.
Where y'all at?
Kai Cenat went on stream telling Shannon to put the phone in the next room next time.
Morning. Mainly when people see me, I'm at the airport, I'm at the gym.
Oh, you getting freaky.
Huh?
You know, because of you, I always check to see if my phone is on. Like, I make sure it's locked.
But here's the key thing. ESPN stood by him. They let him keep his job. They were embarrassed, but they didn't take any disciplinary action. And that decision would come back to haunt them in the worst way possible. Now, that Instagram incident should have been a warning sign. When you accidentally broadcast yourself to millions of people, that's the universe telling you to move different. But Shannon thought he was bulletproof. ESPN had his back. His podcasts were crushing. He was about to sign that $100 million deal. He had no idea that in just 7 months, a woman would file a $50 million lawsuit that would end his mainstream media career forever. And the details of this lawsuit are absolutely wild. So on April 21st, 2025, a woman using the pseudonym Jane Doe files a lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe. But this wasn't just any lawsuit. This was a $50 million civil lawsuit accusing him of essay, and battery, an intentional infliction of emotional distress. The woman, later revealed to be OnlyFans model Gabrielle Zuniga, was represented by attorney Tony Busby, the same lawyer who went after Deshaun Watson. According to CNN's reporting, she alleged that Shannon Sharpe violently assaulted her while blatantly ignoring her requests for him to stop in October of 2024 and again in January of 2025. And this is where the story gets absolutely insane, because Shannon Sharpe thought it would be a good idea to release the text messages between him and this OF girl. And honestly, you don't have to be a genius to know what's going on here. And I'm just going to warn you guys, if for whatever reason you get triggered by explicit text messages, then this is your opportunity to skip ahead 2 minutes in this video. And bear in mind, these were released by Shannon Sharpe. So Gabriella Zuniga in a text message to Shannon Sharpe on October 7th, 2023. I know you missed this big juicy ass, 25K for each cheek. Now pay attention to what Gabby says to Shannon here. Only if you put that baby gravy in me, then I can do whatever I want. She would then say, I want you to put a big black baby in me, and you better crave it because you're going to be stuck with it for life after you put a big black baby in me. I mean, this is 3 different ways of a woman pretty much saying, hey, I want you to get me pregnant so you can set me up for life. And the fact that Shannon Sharpe was oblivious to that will always just be very funny to me. But it would get even worse from here. For some reason, Shannon's team thought that this would prove that everything was consensual, but Tony Busby had his own evidence. And when I tell you about these audio recordings, you'll understand exactly why Disney had to let go of Shannon Sharpe. Here's where everything changed. Busby released audio recordings of phone calls between Shannon and this woman, and these recordings were absolutely damning. In one recording, you can hear the woman say, "Don't manipulate me." And Shannon's response is not so great.
If you say that one more time, I'm going to choke the shit out of you when I see you.
Well, I don't want to be choked.
Yes, you do. I don't think you have a choice in the matter.
Guys, when you're working for Disney and there's audio of you threatening to choke someone, it's over. Mickey Mouse does not play that game. But wait, there's more. Remember that Fox Sports settlement I told you about earlier? Now you kind of see a pattern here, right? Shannon tried to fight back. On April 22nd, he released a video calling the whole thing a shakedown.
This is a shakedown. This is all being orchestrated by Tony Busby. You know what happened, and you're trying to manipulate the media. Gabby and Tony Busby want $50 million. What they're getting is sued for defamation.
But here's the part that had the internet roasting him for days. Shannon accidentally posted this statement as a screenshot of a text message from his legal team instead of just copying and pasting it. People were making fun of him for not being able to post a statement correctly while fighting for his own career. And 2 days later, Shannon Sharpe announced that he was temporarily stepping away from ESPN, and he said he'd be back for the NFL preseason. ESPN put out a statement saying that this is a serious situation and we agree with Shannon's decision to step away. But here's what most people don't know. NBC Sports reported that ESPN was ready to pull him off the air anyway. Now, Stephen A. Smith saw the writing on the wall immediately. In May, he told Big Boy TV that he knew Shannon couldn't stay on the air, but was hopeful for a return. But according to Awful Announcing, Stephen A. Smith also explained the reality of working for Disney.
I've been at Disney since October of 2003. I know this place. I know the worldwide leader that is ESPN, who's under the umbrella of Disney. And it wasn't difficult for me to figure out what was transpiring.
Stephen A. knew that Disney has morality clauses that forbid embarrassing the corporation, and with Shannon's history piling up, the writing was on the wall. You fast forward to July 18th, 2025, after 3 months of legal warfare, and the case gets settled. ESPN reported that both sides reached a mutually agreed upon resolution for an undisclosed amount. The lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, meaning that she can't refile. No criminal charges were filed. Both sides put out a joint statement acknowledging that they had a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. For 12 days, Shannon Sharpe probably thought he dodged the bullet. The legal drama was over, he could return to ESPN, get back to that money, and he was probably already planning his comeback episode. But he had no idea what ESPN executives were discussing behind closed doors. Then on July 30th, 2025, around 11:45 a.m. Pacific time, Andrew Marchand drops the bomb. ESPN has cut ties with Shannon Sharpe. Not suspended, not on leave, fired. TMZ would confirm it immediately. The Wrap reported that it was a $50 million settlement that ultimately sealed his fate.
To get started, obviously, I'm sure everybody heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week, and really the only thing that I really ask is like, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really want it to be about him, and I want it to be about my family. Coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. As I profusely apologized to him earlier today, he said, bro, stop apologizing. You don't have to apologize. I'm your big bro. I'm going to love you regardless.
Knock, knock. Hi there. I'd love to show you what a K-12 powered school is really like.
I really enjoyed my time at ESPN. It gave me an opportunity to bring my audience that saw me really just grow.
His last social media posts were celebrating his brother Sterling's Hall of Fame induction. Dude was literally posting whiskey bottles and family photos while ESPN was preparing to end his career. And here's what people need to understand. This wasn't just about one lawsuit. This was a pattern that Disney simply couldn't ignore. The Fox Sports choking settlement that required hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep quiet. The Instagram Live incident that embarrassed the brand. The lawsuit with audio recordings of threats, and Shannon completely botching his defense in a case that he should have easily been able to win. ESPN can handle one controversy, but they can't handle a pattern, and they definitely can't handle audio recordings of their talent threatening to choke someone while working for Disney. The Washington Post confirmed that this decision came from the highest levels. This wasn't just some impulsive middle management call. This was Disney saying that we're done and we want nothing to do with this guy. So where does Shannon go from here? His traditional TV career is probably over forever. ESPN fired him. Fox won't take him back after that settlement situation. NBC, CBS, they're not touching this baggage with a 10-foot pole. But here's the thing, and I'm being dead honest, Shannon probably doesn't need them. His podcast empire is still intact. Club Shay Shay has almost 4 million YouTube subscribers. Nightcap with Chad Johnson still pulls numbers. He owns all of his content. The question is whether advertisers will stick around. Some sponsors already left during the lawsuit, according to industry reporters. That $100 million deal, Awful Announcing reported that it collapsed when the legal drama started. But Shannon could go fully independent. I mean, look at what Dan Le Batard did after ESPN. Look at Pat McAfee. He left traditional media and built his own thing, then got ESPN to pay him $85 million to come back on his terms. Amazon's looking for sports content. Netflix just got into live sports. FanDuel TV still exists. These platforms care more about views than controversy. Speaking of which, Amazon, Netflix, sorry, FanDuel TV, we can't work together. If you guys are looking, my email's in my About Me section, but let's go back to where this started. Cat Williams, the man sat across from Shannon Sharpe on January 3rd and basically predicted his entire downfall. All lies will be exposed, he said. And 18 months later, here we are. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about this story. Do you think ESPN made the right call with Shannon Sharpe, or do you think they should have brought him back for the NFL preseason? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.
So now, of course, we don't think that ESPN should have brought him back for the preseason. We think that under the umbrella of Disney, which is a family, brand, those type of things just cannot be accepted, right? It's a shame because $100 million is life-changing. Speaking of life-changing, let's now review and sip some tea after y'all like and subscribe. Shannon Sharpe's children, okay, who are nowhere near as rich as Gabrielle Zuniga's after the lawsuit, okay? They are reportedly nowhere near as wealthy as she is. After he has had to settle with Gabrielle Zuniga over a lawsuit in the amount of 50 million. Now it's going around that it was 50 million that she got paid, but apparently, I mean, this is what it's looking like to me, that he gave her $50 million. So I don't know if y'all heard, like I heard and saw, the nowhere nearly able to provide a life for themselves as close as what he paid Gabrielle Zeus niggas.
Shannon Sharpe's 3 kids. How much are they worth now? Kayla Sharpe. Born in 1992, Kayla is Shannon's eldest daughter and holds a special place in his heart. Surprisingly, in 1992, 3 different women became pregnant with Shannon's children. Having earned $22.3 million in salary during his career, Kayla enjoyed a luxurious lifestyle from a young age. She did not.
So Shannon only grossed $22 million in football history and had to pay a little 20-year-old $50 million in a lawsuit over actual allegations. Don't let this be y'all's fate. Black people, all people, don't let this be y'all's fate. That is, no words can describe how sad and pitiful that is.
Not follow her father into sports, but chose to study pre-law in college. Kayla's net worth is approximately $500,000. Kiari Sharpe. Kiari may have been influenced by
his first daughter is worth $500,000. Okay? She cannot retire off of $500,000 and leave a legacy to her family's family with $500,000. Could she have done that with the support of $50 million that Shannon Sharpe willingly, suddenly gave to Gabrielle Sue's niggas and Tony Busby's? Yes. Did she? Can she now? No. Why? He fumbled their entire legacy.
his father, as Shannon taught him from a young age that everything must be earned through hard work. Therefore, he chose to defeat Shannon in various gaming competitions. Kiari went into finance. His net worth is estimated to be around $1 million. Kaylee Sharpe, also born in 1992, Kaylee is Shannon's second daughter. After retiring,
All right. His second son is going a little too fast for me. I'm trying to take notes on what their worth is, right? His second child, which is a boy, is worth one single digit of numeral $1 million. Gabrielle Sue's niggas off of suing that nigga Shannon Sharpe $50 million. $49 million worth more than his second child.
Shannon accumulated a net worth of $14 million. All three children live with their father.
$14 million. The third baby doing quite well for themselves, right? $14 million. Okay. So we have $15 million, 500 million, right? No, 15,500,000. So sorry. 15,500,000. Okay. Are the three combined net worths of Shannon Sharpe's children. So when you take 15 and a half and you calculate that, Gabrielle Sue's niggas is worth $34,500,000 more dollars than Shannon Sharpe's children. $34,500,000 worth more than his children.
In a mansion valued at $1.9 million. Interestingly, in
They only live in a mansion that costs $1.9 million. I say only because look at the kind of money that their father has willingly given to a 20-something-year-old girl that is no blood relation to their family. She didn't need a heart transplant or a brain transplant. She didn't, like, they didn't RoboCop her ass. She is worth $34,500,000 more than his blood birth born line children.
2023, $1 million worth of items were stolen from Shannon's home. Kaylee became a Shannon Sharpe's 3 kids. How much are they worth now? Kayla Sharpe, born in 1992.
So hold on. That was a short from the Mayflower Pilgrim. I want to find the actual video. Darn, I think they only have shorts on here. Damn. So 10 months ago, Fame and Fortune did a piece on Shannon's bald-headed raggedy ass, okay? I think he's raggedy. Don't get me fucked up, okay? Because there's no way on God's green earth you allow this to happen to your legacy. This is trifling. Y'all are trifling. But we're going to dive into his lifestyle. We're going to sip some tea from 10 months ago of what Fame and Fortune, describes as Shannon Sharpe's lifestyle: wife, kids, house, cars, net worth. Just what he had 10 months ago, right around the time that he was sued by Gabrielle, right? Maybe 5 or 6 months prior. Just so we have a better understanding of what Shannon Sharpe had in terms of what he gave up.
Take control of your ride by customizing your safety preferences in the Uber app today.
Like and remember to subscribe when you come. We're sipping tea from Shannon Sharpe.
So we have all seen Shannon Sharpe's TikTok account, right? Spence's. Okay, don't believe us. Here is a visual. Some time ago, Shannon Sharpe went on social media sneaker shopping, and he bought Kith LeBron's 15th model, Burgundy Air Jordans, Oregon 3, the Lightning, the DBs, and Duck Classics all in one go. Now, if we make some rough calculations, that is almost $3,000 in just one click, in 12 minutes only. Our man Sharpe is 56 years old, retired, and he is still breaking the bank. And we want to know how. Is it because of the Nightcap or Club Shay Shay, his podcast? Does saying things like "L is a corporate event" really make you that rich? Sharpe, the lightning rod of controversy, has carved out a unique niche for himself in the sports media landscape. But beyond the headlines and the hot takes, there's a side of Sharpe that few people know. Beneath the brash exterior lies a man who has amassed a staggering net worth through his successful career. His lifestyle is one of unparalleled luxury, complete with a stunning house, a devoted wife, and adorable kids. But how did Sharpe achieve such extraordinary wealth and success? What sacrifices did he make along the way? And what hidden secrets does his past hold? But be warned, the revelations we'll share may shock you to your core. Shannon Sharpe, the outspoken NFL analyst, has been making waves with his recent comments on the league. On his show, Nightcap, Sharpe has been vocal about his belief that the NFL has become a corporate entity, prioritizing profit over the well-being of players. Sharpe's claim has sparked debate among fans and analysts alike. While some agree that the NFL has become more commercialized over the years, others argue that the league has made significant strides in player safety and welfare. Sharpe points to the increasing number of games, the shorter off-season, and the pressure on players to perform at a high level as evidence of the league's corporate focus. The NFL has been under scrutiny for its handling of player injuries and concussions. Sharpe's comments have added fuel to the fire, highlighting concerns about the long-term consequences of playing in the league. Despite the controversy, Sharpe's show remains popular, with viewers tuning in for his passionate and often provocative opinions. Whether or not Sharpe's claims are accurate, his comments have raised important questions about the future of the NFL. As the league continues to evolve, it will be interesting to see how it responds to criticism and whether it can balance its commercial interests with the well-being of its players. Yes, these are important questions, but isn't Sharpe also earning off of his controversial comments? Let's dig a little deeper. Shannon Sharpe has not only built a successful career on television, but has also cultivated a thriving social media presence. His engaging personality, combined with his expertise in the sports world, has attracted a massive following across various platforms. Let's delve into the financial aspect of Sharpe's social media empire. Sharpe's YouTube channel, Club Shay Shay, and Nightcap have been a significant contributor to his earnings. With over 3 million subscribers, 100 million total views, and an average of 100,000 views per video, the channel generates substantial revenue through advertising. While exact figures are difficult to ascertain, estimates suggest that Sharpe's YouTube earnings could range from hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars per year. Sharpe's large social media following has made him a highly sought-after figure for brand partnerships. He frequently collaborates with companies in various industries, promoting their products or services on platforms like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. For example, Sharpe has partnerships with brands like FanDuel, BetMGM, and Pepsi. These partnerships can generate significant income, depending on the terms of the agreement and the size of the brand. In addition to partnerships, Sharpe also receives endorsement deals from various companies. These deals involve him promoting products or services through social media or other channels. While the exact figures for these endorsements vary, it's safe to assume that they contribute substantially to Sharpe's overall income. More on this later. Sharpe has capitalized on his popularity by launching his own merchandise line. This includes apparel, accessories, and other items featuring his likeness or catchphrases. The sale of merchandise can be a lucrative source of income, especially for individuals with a strong fan base. While it's challenging to provide a precise figure for Sharpe's total social media earnings, it's clear that his online presence has become a significant source of income, and he definitely earns off of being controversial. But that does not mean the man is not spitting facts. Hear it for yourself. Yes, Shannon Sharpe.
I've been baking my entire life, so I love being in the kitchen. And I'm constantly furrowing my brows. So when some of my friends mentioned they got treated with Botox Cosmetic and were happy with the results, I booked my first consultation. Botox Cosmetic, it's been FDA approved for over 20 years. And it's the most studied product of its kind. I'm happy with my results. They're very natural looking.
Botox Cosmetic effects may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow, eyelid drooping, or swelling. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions, and medications including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
I'm the one and only Taylor, and I got treated with the one and only Botox Cosmetic.
Learn more at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Sharpe is now known for his scandalous behavior. But there was a time he was breaking the bank as an NFL superstar. Shannon Sharpe has amassed a significant net worth throughout his career. As of February 2024, his estimated net worth is around $14 million. This substantial wealth is a result of his successful career as a professional football player, as well as his subsequent work in sports media. Sharpe's playing days contributed significantly to his wealth. He spent 14 seasons in the NFL, playing for the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. During his career, he earned substantial sums through his player contracts, bonuses, and endorsements. His 3 Super Bowl victories with the Broncos further enhanced his earning potential. According to reports, Sharpe's career earnings as an NFL player are estimated to be around $20 million. This figure includes his base salary, signing bonuses, and playoff bonuses. Additionally, Sharpe's endorsements and appearances during his playing days contributed to his overall wealth. After retiring from the NFL in 2005, Sharpe transitioned seamlessly into a successful career in television and media. He has worked for various networks, including CBS Sports, the NFL Network, and Fox Sports 1. His most notable role was as a co-host of the popular talk show Skip and Shannon, Undisputed, on Fox Sports 1. Sharpe's engaging personality, insightful commentary, and outspoken nature have made him a sought-after analyst and television personality. Sharpe's work in television and media has provided him with a steady stream of income. His salary, combined with appearance fees and endorsement deals, has significantly boosted his net worth. His recent move to ESPN's First Take is likely to further increase his earnings. While exact figures for Sharpe's television and media earnings are not publicly disclosed, it is estimated that he earns several million dollars per year from his various roles. His popularity and success as a sports analyst have made him one of the highest-paid personalities in the industry. In addition to his income from football and media, Sharpe has also pursued various investment opportunities and business ventures. While specific details about his investments are not publicly disclosed, it is known that he has invested in real estate and other ventures. These investments have likely contributed to his overall wealth. Sharpe's popularity and celebrity status have made him a desirable figure for endorsements and brand partnerships. He has appeared in commercials for various products and services, including Pizza Hut, Reebok, and Coors Light. These endorsements can generate significant income for athletes and celebrities. It is estimated that Sharpe's endorsement deals and brand partnerships generate several $100,000 per year. His ability to attract and retain sponsorships is a testament to his popularity and influence. Sharpe has also used his wealth and influence to give back to the community. He is involved in several philanthropic initiatives, including supporting organizations like the Boys and Girls Clubs of America and the Special Olympics. His charitable work is a testament to his commitment to making a positive impact on society. Shannon Sharpe's net worth is a reflection of his successful career both on and off the field. His football earnings, combined with his income from television, media, endorsements, and investments, have allowed him to amass a substantial fortune. Sharpe's ability to capitalize on his popularity and talent has made him one of the most successful athletes and media personalities of his generation. But that is not the whole story. You have to listen to his never-before-heard life story. Shannon Sharpe, born on June 26, 1968, is a legendary figure in American football. Renowned for his exceptional skills as a tight end and his outspoken personality, Sharpe has left an indelible mark on.
A lot of people ask me, why do I like auto wash? The biggest reason is everything's touchless.
When you wash a car as often as I
end, Sharpe's impact extended beyond the football field. After retiring as a player, he transitioned seamlessly into the world of sports broadcasting. He became a prominent analyst for CBS Sports, sharing his insights and expertise with viewers. His ability to connect with audiences and provide thought-provoking commentary made him a popular figure in the industry. In recent years, Sharpe has gained even greater prominence as a co-host of the popular sports debate show, Skip and Shannon, Undisputed. Alongside Skip Bayless, Sharpe has engaged in spirited discussions about various sports topics, often sparking heated debates and generating significant buzz. Off the field, Sharpe has been involved in various philanthropic endeavors. He has supported charitable causes, including the Boys and Girls Clubs of America and the Special Olympics. Sharpe's commitment to giving back to the community has earned him admiration and respect. While Sharpe is widely admired for his football accomplishments and engaging personality, he has also been known to be controversial. His outspoken nature and willingness to express his opinions, often without hesitation, have sometimes led to conflicts and controversies. Sharpe has been involved in public disputes with other sports figures and has faced criticism for his strong opinions. Shannon Sharpe's legacy as a football player and sports commentator is undeniable. His contribution to the game and his ability to connect with audiences have made him a beloved figure among fans. While his career has been marked by both achievements and controversies, Sharpe's impact on the world of sports is undeniable, and so is his insanely luxurious lifestyle. Sharpe has cultivated a luxurious lifestyle that reflects his success and achievements. Known for his outspoken personality and insightful commentary, Sharpe has amassed a considerable fortune through his career. Let's delve into the details of his opulent lifestyle. Sharpe has owned several high-end properties throughout his career, particularly in the Atlanta area. Some of his most notable residences include Sharpe's primary residence is a 9,000 square foot mansion in Duluth, Georgia, which he purchased in 1999 for $1.7 million. This opulent home boasts numerous amenities and features, including a state-of-the-art home theater, a gourmet kitchen, a swimming pool, and a spa.
Let's think about it, right? Today, he got this house in 1999. That was like 26 years ago. That house is probably worth a lot more today, maybe 5-10 million. You know how high houses are today that are immaculate like this. So he probably owns, has a lot more equity into this house than he did when he bought it, right?
In 2014, Sharpe sold this mansion for $2.6 million.
Well, he sold it. Okay, so he no longer owns that one.
And purchased a smaller 996 square foot home in the same Duluth neighborhood for $715,000. This more intimate living space still offers a high standard of luxury, with features such as a spacious backyard and a gourmet kitchen. These homes are indicative of Sharpe's preference for spacious, luxurious living arrangements. They provide him with the comfort, privacy, and amenities he desires. In addition to his impressive real estate portfolio, Sharpe is also known for his love of luxury cars. He has owned several high-performance vehicles, including Sharpe's car collection includes a Lamborghini Aventador, a powerful and stylish supercar known for its exceptional performance, a Bentley Continental GT, a luxurious Grand Tourer offering a combination of comfort and speed, a Rolls-Royce Phantom, a symbol of opulence and prestige known for its elegant design and advanced features, and a Ferrari 512 TR, a classic sports car renowned for its performance and timeless style. These vehicles reflect Sharpe's appreciation for fine craftsmanship, power, and luxury. But the real kicker is his sneaker collection. The sneaker collection is a treasure trove of rare and exclusive kicks, featuring iconic pairs like the Nike Air Yeezy 2 Red Octobers and Travis Scott's Air Jordan 1S. Shannon's passion for sneakers is evident in the meticulous care he takes in curating his collection, which includes not just mainstream releases but also custom creations by renowned designers like the Shoe Surgeon. One of the highlights of his collection is a pair of custom Air Jordan 1S gifted to a lucky fan, showcasing his generosity and love for the sneaker community. Shannon's sneaker closet is more than just a storage space, a reflection of his unique style and dedication to sneaker culture. Whether it's the latest Yeezys or classic Jordans, Shannon Sharpe's sneaker collection is a true reflection of his vibrant personality and impeccable taste. Despite his luxurious lifestyle, Sharpe has not forgotten his roots or the importance of giving back to the community. He is actively involved in various charitable initiatives, including established in 2002, the Shannon Sharpe Foundation is a non-profit organization dedicated to providing educational opportunities and mentorship programs for underprivileged children. The foundation offers scholarships, after-school programs, and mentorship opportunities to help children succeed in school and life. Its mission is to empower young people to reach their full potential and make a positive impact on their communities. Sharpe has been a dedicated supporter of the Special Olympics, a global organization that provides sports programs for individuals with intellectual disabilities. He has participated in several Special Olympics events and fundraisers, including the annual Polar Plunge event in Denver. By supporting the Special Olympics, Sharpe has helped to promote inclusion, sportsmanship, and the belief that everyone deserves the opportunity to participate in sports and activities. Sharpe's commitment to philanthropy demonstrates his desire to make a positive impact on the world and help those in need. Moreover, while Shannon Sharpe has often been open about his personal life and career, his love life has remained relatively private. Despite being a public figure, Sharpe has managed to keep his romantic relationships out of the spotlight. Sharpe has been known to be a private individual when it comes to his personal life. He has rarely discussed his relationships in interviews or on social media. This approach has allowed him to maintain a certain level of privacy and avoid unnecessary public scrutiny. While specific details about Sharpe's past relationships are limited, it is known that he has been married in the past. However, the identities of his former wives or partners have not been widely publicized. Sharpe has chosen to keep his romantic history private, respecting the privacy of those involved. Sharpe's primary focus has always been on his career. His dedication to football and his subsequent success in the sports media industry have taken up a significant portion of his time and energy. His commitment to his career has likely influenced his approach to relationships. Despite his private love life, Sharpe is known to be a family man. He has children and is often seen spending time with them. While he may not publicly discuss his romantic relationships, his commitment to his family suggests that he values stability and connection. Sharpe's approach to his love life serves as a reminder that public figures are entitled to privacy. While celebrities often share intimate details of their lives, it is important to respect.
Why am I a Verbo host? People come together from all over to enjoy my place, and so I'm making a connection with hundreds of people.
We're actually going to go ahead and cut that right there. I really just wanted to, dive into where Sharpe was when he paid Gabrielle Seuss niggas for $50 million. So let's take a listen and see if we can find that tea. Remember, like and subscribe when you come in the room and get your teacups filled out. Today, we're talking about Shannon Sharpe. Okay, so how much was Shannon Sharpe worth before he was sued?
What Shannon Sharpe's ESPN exit means for his net worth. Shannon Sharpe has officially parted ways with ESPN, just weeks after settling a $50 million sexual assault lawsuit. Sharpe signed a multi-year deal with ESPN in 2024. His sudden exit may cut short a high-paying contract rumored to rival Stephen A. Smith's $12 to $20 million salary. His estimated net worth? Around $30 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. During his NFL career, Sharpe earned over $22 million in salary and later pulled in millions more through broadcasting, including from his time at FS1 and his hit podcast Club Shay Shay. Even after ESPN, Sharpe's podcast, endorsements, real estate, and business ventures, like his cognac brand and clothing line, could keep his income strong. Still, legal costs and a quiet settlement may have real financial impact. Will Club Shay Shay carry his empire forward? Stay tuned for more updates. What Shannon Sharpe's ESPN exit means for his net worth. Shannon Sharpe has officially parted ways with ESPN, just weeks after settling a $50 million sexual assault lawsuit. Sharpe signed a multi-year deal with ESPN in 2024. His sudden exit may cut short a high-paying contract rumored to rival Stephen A. Smith's $12 to $20 million salary. His estimated net worth? Around $30 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. During his NFL career, Sharpe earned over $22 million in salary and later pulled in millions more through broadcasting, including from his time at FS1 and his hit podcast Club Shay Shay. Even after ESPN, Sharpe's podcast, endorsements, real estate, and business ventures, like his cognac brand and clothing line, could keep his income strong. Still, legal costs and a quiet settlement may have real financial impact. Will Club Shay Shay carry his empire forward? Stay tuned for more updates. What Shannon Sharpe's ESPN exit means for his net worth. Shannon Sharpe has officially parted ways with ESPN, just weeks after settling a $50 million sexual assault lawsuit. Sharpe signed a multi-year deal with ESPN in 2024. His sudden exit may cut short a high-paying contract rumored to rival Stephen A. Smith's $12 to $20 million salary. His estimated net worth? Around $30 million, according to Celebrity Net Worth. During his...
So, according to this, y'all, Shannon Sharpe was only really worth $30 million before he got sued by Gabrielle Sue's niggas. Okay, let's ask Google. Okay. Because if that's the case, Shannon Sharpe didn't even have enough financial net worth to cover a $50 million lawsuit. How much is Shannon Sharpe's net worth in 2025? Hit that like and subscribe. Thank you. According to various reports from April and July 2025, Shannon Sharpe's net worth is estimated to be around $14 million. $14 million in net worth currently. If that's the case, Shannon Sharpe may not have even had enough to cover $50 million lawsuits. Okay. However, some sources like Celebrity Net Worth claim his net worth is around $30 million, like we just said from watching this clip. The estimation includes his earnings from a long and successful NFL career, lucrative deals in the sports media landscape, and the popular podcast Club Shay Shay, and his Le Portier cognac brand. So it's estimated around $30 million. Okay, so according to this, Shannon Sharpe did not even have the money to pay Gabrielle Sue niggas. Did Shannon Sharpe have the $50 million to settle with Gabrielle Zuniga in the recent lawsuit, 2025? Okay, it says, yes, Shannon Sharpe had the financial resources to settle the lawsuit. And please keep in mind, this is AI, this is Chat GPT I'm asking, with Gabriella Zuniga. The lawsuit in April 2025, Gabriella Zuniga filed a civil lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe, seeking $50 million in damages for sexual assault and emotional distress. Sharpe's estimated net worth is reported to be around $30 million, stemming from his successful NFL career and popular podcasts. With one source mentioning a rumored $23 million figure that remains unconfirmed. The settlement is speculated to have been a significant sum, as it reportedly led to Zuniga's retirement from OnlyFans and Sharpe's departure from ESPN. Sharpe was said to be exploring a potential $100 million podcast deal before the lawsuit surfaced. The lawsuit and its resolution seem to have impacted both Sharpe's career and Zuniga's public image. Okay. I just don't see how he has enough. Even though they say he has enough, maybe that's in assets, you know what I mean? Other things, I don't know. We're going to continue to explore that as, it continues to unfold. But let's just ask a couple questions. If you only have $30 million in net worth and you are sued for $50 million and you settle for $50 million, what does that mean? If you have a net worth of $30 million and settle a lawsuit for $50 million, it indicates that the settlement amount exceeds your current assets by $20 million. Okay. You would likely become insolvent, meaning your debts, the $50 million settlement, would outweigh your assets, $30 million net worth. You might attempt to negotiate a payment plan with the claimant, potentially spanning many years or even decades to gradually fulfill the $50 million settlement obligation. So let's ask this. Well, let's hold on, because I want to know, did he pay it in full? So let me take a note. Did he pay settlement in full? Okay. If negotiations fail or are not pursued, the plaintiff could seek to enforce the judgment and potentially seize assets like real estate, investment accounts, or valuables, and or garnish a portion of your future wages or income until the settlement is paid in full. However, there are usually limitations on what assets can be seized. Your primary residence might be protected under certain clauses, and there may be limits on your wage garnishment. He can file bankruptcy like we saw with Tasha K and Cardi B, right? Filing for bankruptcy might be an option. Bankruptcy could potentially eliminate a portion of the debt, providing some relief from the settlement obligation. However, not all debts are dischargeable. And we know from Cardi B and Tasha K that you cannot discharge a lawsuit settlement in a bankruptcy for no reason whatsoever. It has significant legal and financial consequences. Laws vary regarding what assets are exempt from seizure in the event of a lawsuit and settlement. Certain types of retirement accounts or other assets might be protected depending on the jurisdiction. You might need to consult legal counsel to determine what assets are exempt from seizure in your specific situation. In essence, settling a $50 million when you have $30 million means you are legally obligated to find a way to pay the additional $20 million, potentially through a payment plan, asset liquidation, or a combination of both, possibly with implications for your long-term financial stability. Okay? So yeah, Shannon didn't necessarily so much have $50 million to pay Gabrielle Zuniga. Did Shannon Sharpe pay the $50 million settlement to Gabrielle Zuniga in full when he settled with her? According to multiple reports, Shannon Sharpe did not pay. Shut up. Put the teacups up and get this tea. Okay? Shannon Sharpe did not pay the full $50 million initially sought by Gabrielle Zuniga. Okay? So, it's important that, it's not officially confirmed and it's based on viral rumors that Shannon Sharpe did not pay the full $50 million. Okay? So he is essentially on the hook for whatever amount, he did not pay to settle with Gabrielle, right? So, yeah. Shannon Sharpe just didn't have it to cover it. Did Shannon Sharpe have the full $50 million to cover the lawsuit with Gabrielle Zuniga in the amount of $50 million? Based on the available information, it's not possible to definitively state whether Shannon Sharpe had 4 separate 50 million payments to cover the lawsuit with Gabrielle Zuniga. Here's a breakdown of what is known. Zuniga filed a civil lawsuit against Sharpe seeking over 50 million in damages. Sharpe and Zuniga reached a confidential settlement, and the lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, meaning she cannot bring it back. The financial terms of the settlement were not publicly disclosed. Sharpe's lawyer stated that Sharpe offered her $10 million to settle the case before she filed it. So it sounds like Sharpe felt like he had at least $10 million to give her. So more than likely, he, gave her some type of a payment to resolve the $50 million settlement that he decided he was going to give her. And I think the reason is because he felt like he would go back to ESPN and pick up the $100 million deal. And unfortunately, that's just not what happened. So we're going to move on to the next thing. Shannon Sharpe is being sued by an Usher fan. Remember the lady viral for kissing Usher at a concert, and everybody got all, out and saying, "Oh, she's a married lady. Usher, what you doing out here with the married women?" Well, let's take a listen to what that trend, came about by her. Okay, she's suing him. She says Shannon Sharpe ruined her life.
How about this? We do an episode of David meeting famous people.
So hold on, let me get to the article and then we'll review. Shannon Sharpe is currently facing $20 million defamation lawsuit from Jamalita. Sorry for butchering your name, Miss Tillman, okay? An Usher concert goer. Tillman alleged Chad Ochocinco Johnson made false claims about her marital status during a viral moment at an Usher concert in 2025, suggesting that her husband was filing. Quickly refuted these claims, stating she's single to correct the narrative. The lawsuit argues that the false statements caused significant harm to her reputation and her personal life because she was going viral. Everybody was like, "Oh my God!" Even I was thinking that, because she was married. I'm like, "Oh God, her husband's gonna be going crazy about it, right?" So yeah, let's continue to deep dive into that and see what this is about. Shannon Sharpe sued right after he just got done having to pay, settled to pay rather, and having to pay Gabrielle Zuniga for $50 million. Okay, so this is her. Make sure. Okay, this is her. Okay. Make sure y'all can see her. The lady from the Usher concert, okay? This is Shannon in the right looking stupid. So She claims that Sharpe's lies about her marital status caused significant harm to her character and reputation. Shannon Sharpe is the center of yet another lawsuit, y'all. The former are being sued for Malita Tillman, a Usher concert goer on their Nightcap podcast. So both of them are in this lawsuit, not just Shannon, Chad too. So Chad may have to share some of the responsibility and burden of whatever she's suing for if they find it to be credible. On April 2nd, 2025, she says she participated in a fan engagement moment at an Usher Raymond concert where she interacted with the artist as a selected audience member. You know how they pull you up or they come out and engage. That's what Usher does, okay? The lawsuit reads, following this event, the defendants made and decimated false and defamatory statements suggesting that she was married and that her husband was filing for divorce due to her participation in the audience experience. She says, I am not married, nor am I currently going through a divorce. Follow MSN for more content like this. Okay, guys? So, despite Johnson and Sharpe's claims, Tillman, who was a global director for the Harold Washington Cultural Center, stressed that she was not married at the time of the fan participation moment during the Usher concert. So much so that she did a news interview to combat the allegations. Where is it? Okay, we're going to find it. Let's look at that. Hold on. Let's look at it. Let's sip that tea. Like and subscribe when you come in and hold your teacups up to get this Shannon Sharpe tea. So that's when he was serenading her at a concert, right? Sure is married with his still.
He once played Billy Flynn in Chicago. Yeah. I'm from Chicago. Yeah. I locked.
Okay, sorry, y'all. I wasn't sharing the screen, but here it is.
So this is Jimalita Tillman. Wow. She runs the Harold Washington Cultural Center, leads their award-winning theater group. This video has been, I mean, it is blowing up. I mean, tens of millions of views. And she is here. I think we can't show the last bit of this. I don't know if we can show just how intense this got. But Jimalita, how you doing?
Wonderful. You cannot pay for this kind of exposure. 30 million people?
That's crazy.
We're licking cherries. Let's get into it.
Is that what we weren't seeing?
Yes. Let's get into it. It's a family show.
Do they not have a concession stand there?
He brought them out. Like, Usher's a big Fosse fan. I'm a big Fosse fan. He once played Billy Flynn in Chicago. Yeah. I'm from Chicago. Yeah. I locked right in. When he came around with those cherries, I said, well, life is a bowl of cherries. I'll take one, maybe two. And I'm really excited. I'm embracing it. This whole moniker of Auntie Cherry. I'm just going to embrace it. Yeah. I'm a woman that's coming of age, and now I'm a retired homeschool mom. I was there while I was retired. Happened to catch the show while I was looking at other theaters for our theater festival we're looking to produce. The Harold Washington will be in London producing some shows. And I said, Usher's in town. Well, let me go check it out. Did not see this happening.
Did you? Were you in the front row? You never met Usher? How did it happen?
Well, in this particular instance, there's this area where you sit, and it's funny because they say, Mr. Raymond's going to walk past here. Do not move. He's going to be just walking through.
Okay.
He wasn't even supposed to stop where we were. It was like magnetic, and he smells like vacation.
Why did he pick you?
Well, it was
Why not, Larry? Why not?
One of the young ladies was telling him I'm a retired homeschool mom and that this should be her moment, not hers. And the lady was from the UK, and he said, well, come on over here because I just finished homeschooling my daughter who finished all her studies last year.
Oh, yeah, she has a doctorate at 17.
At 17, yes, ma'am. And so he brought me closer, and I locked in. I brought out all the Broadway magic that I had, but it was easy. He has a magnetic personality, and I'm really excited about this opportunity because now the Harold Washington is getting a lot of play. People are following things that my daughter is doing, but with that does come some ups and downs.
Oh, yeah.
So I first saw this on X. Somebody shared the video and said the description of the video was that, like, this woman, her husband divorced her because of her connection with Usher and everything else. So that's just completely not true.
That is
just to get that out there, because a lot of people are seeing this video in that context.
Completely false. I am single. I am a retired homeschool mom looking to expand the arts here and across the pond. I am single. You got a cherry, give me a jingle. Who knows? She's got cherry earrings. You can't see them, but they're cherry earrings.
It's a lot of pressure on a guy after Usher. How do you follow up with that?
Well, listen, if you lock in and you love Broadway musical theater and you like to stamp your passport, you might have a shot.
And maybe talk a little homeschooling.
Oh, yeah, listen. Nothing gets me going like homeschool.
Can you tell us what you were saying to Usher there? Is it appropriate or not? Like,
this is such a Broadway musical moment. I am locked in. Let's do this.
All right.
I just locked in, and I said, I am so ready. And we have a show coming up in May, and I'm going to make an appearance because everybody's like, you've got to do it. So Auntie Cherry will be in the Prohibition show of its Policy of Family Business. So I'm going to come out with the fringe and all the stuff, and I'm going to ask for a drink with 2 cherries.
Nice.
I love it. Have you talked to Usher since?
Well, I haven't, but I've been seeing the chatter online. And the thing about it is, I don't want him to be uncomfortable, anybody in this camp to be uncomfortable. I am embracing the moment. The moment was beautiful. But when it comes to fan fiction and whatever that story is that's out there, I am single. And I'm so happy the way that Chicago has been supporting me. The outlove and the pouring online that's been setting the record straight has been so much love. And I feel that love. The village of Chicago.
Oh, it's great to see you. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
So
boy.
great.
Well, of all days for our single floor director Joey to be off, Paul, this is a missed opportunity.
Yeah, this is whole.
So there you have it. You heard her say that is not the case for her life, okay? It's completely false. Tillman told WGN News at the time, as we just watched. She's a retired homeschool mom looking to expand the arts here and across the pond. I am single, she says. You got a cherry, give me a jingle. In addition to publicly refuting the false claims, Tillman says she made numerous efforts to contact the defendants to request the removal of the false narrative, but the requests were disregarded. So basically, Ochocinco and fucking Shannon Sharpe felt like, bitch, we're who we are. We're doing what we do. Okay, and that's what we want to do. And you don't tell us to do. You know what I'm saying? Something, even though it may have given you a persona or a look in life that maybe you were out just ruining your own life, things of, yourself, marriage, family, career, because you're a married woman or however have you, and you are displaying a very public affection of lust and, very actual things with Usher. So, it just wouldn't have been a good look if she were a married woman. And I mean, that's what everybody was thinking. Everybody was saying it. I had no idea that it was because Ochocinco and Shannon Sharpe put the narrative out about her being married. And so everybody started running with, the ongoing joke of her being married, throwing her life away. And Ochocinco can't talk. He can't talk about nobody being married, cheating. Wasn't he caught in the marital home, in the marital bed that he shared with the realtor, real estate lady down in Texas, I think, or because she had a show that she did about her real estate life, and Ochocinco was a part of it. They were getting married and everything like that. They had a baby, after he had hit Evelyn Lozada in the face, the lady from Basketball Wives, right? Oh, okay. He can't talk about nobody's relationship, but they do it, don't they? And so their continued she said these false narratives, which were shared widely across the platforms, reaching millions of followers, caused significant harm to her character and reputation. Their continued dissemination of their false statements after she publicly clarified her marital status demonstrates a reckless disregard for the truth, reads the lawsuit. The ongoing misinformation has resulted in emotional distress for the plaintiff, damaged her reputation, and adversely affected her personal and professional relationships. Y'all hit that like button. Okay. Second lawsuit to hit Shannon Sharpe, and Chad Ochocinco is also included in this lawsuit. The ongoing now Tillman is seeking $20 million in damages in her lawsuit against Sharpe, Johnson, and the show's production company, Shay Media. The lawsuit comes weeks after Sharpe settled a $50 million sexual assault lawsuit and days after ESPN severed ties with the NFL Hall of fucking Famer. Y'all, Sharpe is getting some sharp, all right. You're getting, cut at both ends of the sword. So, yeah. Now let's listen to some viral clips and review. Okay, hold on, guys, because my screen stopped sharing. Let me get my screen back up. Hold on. If you're just getting in, like and subscribe. We are sipping Auntie from Shannon Sharpe and his very sharp, ways that he's just getting hit with all sides of the sword, getting,
Shannon Sharpe, guys. Apparently, Shannon Sharpe was just hit with another lawsuit early after he settled the other lawsuit he was hit with from the OnlyFans model. And, unfortunately, we saw that he had lost his ESPN job. It was reported right here that, ESPN cut ties with Shannon Sharpe shortly after he had settled that lawsuit with the OnlyFans model. And then the OnlyFans model girl, she came out, made a mockery of the situation, pretty much saying that, hey, I'm retired now from OnlyFans, and thanking her fans and stuff like that, right? And then Shannon Sharpe, of course, he came out and addressed him being let go by ESPN. He made a quick statement.
Get started. Obviously, I'm sure everybody's heard the news by now that I will not be returning to ESPN. I found out this information a little earlier in the week. And really, the only thing that I really ask is, guys, could we wait until Monday? My brother's going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I really wanted to be about him, and I wanted to be about my family. I know this coming out will overshadow everything that he's worked his entire life for. And unfortunately, it didn't happen that way.
He was pretty much saying, he wished ESPN would have waited to make that announcement because he wanted the spotlight to be on his brother getting his Hall of Fame gold jacket, right? So, everybody was reacting to that, facing a lot of backlash, as you guys can see in comments like this.
This company is going viral for its new process that gives you permanent teeth in just 24 hours. If you're missing
So, people were just calling him out for that lawsuit settlement. And then now we wake up and see this new lawsuit that Shannon Sharpe was hit with, another $20 million lawsuit, which includes him, Chad Ochocinco Johnson, and Shay Shay Media. So apparently, as you guys can see right here, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys remember this woman right here. She had went viral for the Usher concert, and they were calling her auntie or whatever, right? And so she had this moment with Usher. I'll just roll the video while I continue to do the rest of my commentary. So this video went viral in April of 2025, and everybody was reacting to it and stuff like that. And then Shannon Sharpe and Ocho, they had reacted to it, which the video, I'm pretty sure is deleted by now because I can't find it. But I do have a video clip of the woman talking about her and Usher, and I would like to highlight that because I want you guys to pay close attention to her behavior in the video. So let's check out this clip first, then I'll come back with some more commentary, guys. Here's that clip right here. And if you can, guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. That really does help my videos get pushed out to the algorithm. I really do appreciate that, guys. Thank you.
How intense this got, but Jim Molina, how you doing?
Wonderful. You cannot pay for this kind of exposure. 30 million people.
That's crazy.
Are licking cherries. Let's get into it.
Is that what we weren't seeing?
Yes. Let's get into it. It's a family show.
Do they not have a concession stand?
He brought them out. Like, Usher's a big Fosse fan. I'm a big Fosse fan. He once played Billy Flynn in Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
I locked right in. When he came around with those cherries, I said, well, life is a bowl of cherries. I'll take one, maybe two. And I'm really excited. I'm embracing it. This whole moniker of Auntie Cherry. I'm just going to embrace it.
Yeah.
I'm a woman that's coming of age, and now I'm a retired homeschool mom. I was there while I was retired. Happened to catch the show while I was looking at other theaters for our theater festival we're looking to produce. The Harold Washington will be in London producing some shows. And I said, Usher's in town. Well, let me go check it out. Did not see this happening.
Did you? Were you in the front row? You never met Usher? How did it happen?
Well, in this particular instance, there's this area where you sit, and it's funny because they say, Mr. Raymond's going to walk past here. Do not move. He's going to be just walking through.
Okay.
He wasn't even supposed to stop where we were. It was like magnetic. Everybody's like, you've got to do it. So Auntie Cherry will be in the Prohibition show of
Says Shannon Sharpe has been hit with another lawsuit, according to the Suns. Tillman is suing Shannon Sharpe, Chad Ochocinco Johnson, and Shay Shay Media for allegedly spreading false claims on Nightcap Podcast that she was a married woman whose husband filed for divorce after she interacted with Usher at his concert. If you recall, Tillman went viral on April 2nd, 2025, after participating in a fan engagement moment at Usher's concert. Following that, Tillman said the defendants made a disseminated false and defamatory statement suggesting that I was married and that my husband was filing for divorce due to my participation. I am not married, nor am I currently going through a divorce. The defendants' false narratives were shared widely across their platforms, reaching millions, despite my clear and public reputation of the false narrative. Tillman, a global director at the Harold Washington Culture Center, says she even went on national media to clear her name. Still, the defendants continue to post the defamatory content across their social media platforms, adding, I made numerous efforts to contact the defendants to request a removal of the false narrative, but these requests were disregarded. She claims the situation caused significant harm to her character and reputation, and that their actions showed a reckless disregard for the truth. Tillman is seeking $20 million in damages for emotional distress and reputational harm. Okay, so that's the lawsuit report right there via the Shade Room, man. And yeah, when I woke up to that, I'm just like, damn, Shannon Sharpe can't catch a break. And this is what happens when people see celebrities get sued for a large amount of money, and then you see a settlement was reached, right? And it doesn't look like Shannon Sharpe had fought that situation in court, similar to how what they did to Diddy, right? Cassie sued him, and then next thing you know, Diddy had settled in like 10 minutes after it was reported that he was sued. And so next thing you know, that just opened the floodgates for a lot of people to start coming out, making other claims, saying that, you know, Diddy did this, Diddy did that. And so now it's looking like he had this newfound success, and it's been in the media. He's getting all these big contracts and $100 million deals and this and that, and Love Shay Shay's viral nightcap is doing well, being one of the top sports podcasts, winning a lot of awards for that show as well. And then, eventually he was about to get a $100 million deal from ESPN. But unfortunately, that ship has sailed, man. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more stuff come out about Shannon Sharpe being sued, especially if he settles out of court with this situation. The Shade Room said that Shannon Sharpe's legal team has not responded to the situation. They are on the situation and they know about it. So yeah, man, that's it for today's video. I would love to hear your thoughts about today's video. So don't forget to get in the comment section down below. Hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Catch you guys on the next one, and we out, guys. Peace.
I've been looking for a hand. Turns out I had to reach.
You ever watch somebody lose everything? Not because the system failed them, because they couldn't stop wilding. Like, bruh, Shannon Sharpe out here settling great lawsuits for 20 million plus. But when his own daughter needed help for her wedding, he gave her a damn budget cap of 10K. Not 10K per dress, not 10K for the venue, 10K flat. Meanwhile, he dropping 25K a pop just to kiss some OnlyFans chick's cheeks. You can't make this up. And now he's fired from ESPN, sued again, and looking like the main character in his own downfall saga. And don't get it twisted. This ain't about cancel culture or war on men. This is about ego, poor judgment, and straight up clown decisions. Because it wasn't the first woman that ruined him. It wasn't the lawsuit. It was him. So now another woman suing him for $20 million over a podcast episode says he lied on her, dragged her name, and refused to fix it. You know what? Let's break this all down step by step. Because Shannon didn't get snaked. He tripped over his own ego and kept running his mouth while he was falling.
All right, so boom. Shannon Sharpe got hit with a grape lawsuit. And instead of fighting it in court or letting the case get tossed like a bad ref call, my man reached for the checkbook and hit him with a settlement between $15 and $23 million. Double digit them dollars and make it all go away. Now, was he guilty, innocent? We don't know. But what we do know is when folks cut that kind of check to silence someone, the street's gonna start whispering loud. And bruh, let's not act like this came out of nowhere. The lawyer on the case, Tony Busby. Same dude who caught an L in Jay-Z's situation. His credibility in the gutter. Dude was getting clowned so hard, folks forgot he was a lawyer and thought he was just an Instagram zookeeper posting pics with baby kangaroos. So when Busby came for nobody really believed it at first. Man, here go another Busby special. But instead of letting the case run its course, what did Shannon do? He hired a lawyer so clueless, he probably thought Club Shay Shay was a day spa. And this dude, he came out talking wild, said Shannon was into race play, said he liked being treated like a broke slave in a bedroom.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Driving Miss Daisy XXX edition, bruh. That ain't a defense. That's a confession. Like, you supposed to make your client look clean, not kink shamed into a courtroom loss. And worst of all, that same lawyer low-key admitted there was an encounter that would have looked like great if it wasn't consensual, huh? Who says that? Now the street's confused, the media buzzing, and the girl posting on Instagram like she just hit the lotto, talking about thank you to my fans. I'm retiring from OnlyFans. You need Shannon retired you. He just gave her the kind of bag that'll pay for a house, a car, a chef, and a therapist, and still leave room for a vacation. And let's not forget, this is the same man who couldn't help his daughter with a wedding. Let's say you Shannon Sharpe.
You rich, you famous, you just got hit with a lawsuit that can end your old legacy. What's the one thing you don't do? Hire a lawyer who talks more than you. And that's exactly what Shannon did. This man brought in a lawyer who might be great at politics, but this ain't no city council meeting, bro. This is the entertainment world. Hollywood rules apply. And what does this lawyer do the second a mic gets in front of him? Snitch on his own client. Straight up tells the world, yeah, Shannon likes race play. He likes being treated like a broke slave.
With Monday.com's intuitive work management platform, you have the power. Not IT, not admins.
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. He likes driving Miss Daisy, but dirty. Bruh, are we in court or reading from Pornhub search history? How is that helping your client? That's not legal strategy. That's career suicide. Then he hits us with this. It wouldn't look like great if it wasn't consensual.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What? That's the kind of sentence you can't unhear. Like, even if it was consensual, you just made your client sound like a creep. And now the public's like, wait, what did he do? Then the photo drops of the girl looking like she just got hit with a spiritual crisis. And everybody starts side-eyeing Shannon like, yo, what's really going on here? So now, instead of a messy case that might have been dismissed, we got a public relations nuke. And ESPN's watching, TMZ's eating, and Shannon's looking like the next contestant on How to Lose $20 Million and Your Reputation in One Weekend. Well, here's where it gets real. ESPN watched Shannon sell. Watched him hand over possibly $23 million to a girl who used to upload content to OnlyFans from a ring light in her bedroom. Then they looked around, checked the headlines, checked the Twitter storm, and said, yeah, nah, we good. Boom, fire. No warning, no farewell tour, no thank you for your service.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
Just a quiet little report dropped by The Athletic like, yeah, we're done with Shanana. Contract cut. That's it. Now here's what's shady. They waited. They ain't fire him when the lawsuit was filed. They ain't fire him during the media buzz. They waited till after the man paid millions, then pulled the plug. What'd that tell you? Either they knew the details were worse than what we heard, or they think more smoke is coming. Because ESPN don't just cut loose one of the most recognizable voices in sports unless they're trying to distance themselves fast before the next bomb drops. And now, Shannon ain't got no ESPN platform to clean up the mess. Only thing left is Club Shay Shay, his podcast. But let's be honest. You know he's on the phone begging Cat Williams to come back on, trying to do another viral moment. Christmas in July type episode just to keep the brand afloat. Because with this kind of stain on you, sponsors gonna dip. Collabs gonna freeze, opportunities gonna ghost.
You're broke! You're f***ing poor!
It's like watching a Hall of Famer slowly get benched by his own bad decisions. So Shannon settles the lawsuit, 15 to 23 M's. Poof, gone. And what's the first thing this girl does after cashing the check? She posts on Instagram like she just won the Super Bowl. Thank you to all my fans. I'm retiring.
Okay, so it may look like some things are saying $50 million. However, most people are saying between 15 and 23 million. That was still, his net worth was only around 30 million. So she essentially cleaned Shannon Sharpe the fuck out.
From OnlyFans. Retiring? Girl, you ain't Serena Williams. You just hit a financial lick on a dude who couldn't keep his kinks off the grid. Bruh, you turned a ring light and a fake accent into generational wealth. She clocked out of adult content with a mansion, a Chanel bag, and receipts. And Shannon still out here wearing $3,000 cardigans and no emotional accountability. He out here dropping $25,000 a session to kiss cheeks. 25,000 per cheek. Man, I hope the girl had gold glitter lotion and a degree in economics. So
Now the internet looking at this man like, you retired an OnlyFans model but couldn't invest in your own bloodline.
Are you stupid or something?
That's why the streets say a fool and his money don't stay friends for long. It's the part that don't sit right with me. Why now? Why did ESPN cut ties after the settlement? Not before, not during, not when the headlines first hit. Nah. They waited till he signed the check. Waited till that girl said thank you and bounced from OnlyFans.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Then they dropped the hammer. That tells me one of two things. Either they saw something behind the scenes we didn't, or they think more bombs are about to drop. Because ESPN don't move without checking every angle. They got PR teams, legal teams, crisis managers, and still said, we good, Shannon. Handle your little podcast. Just don't bring our name into it. Now, let me remind you, this ain't just about public image. The real reason this thing hit DEFCON 5, that girl said she had footage, allegedly recorded the whole thing, said it was so graphic and bad that when they played it during mediation, Shannon got up and walked out the room, wouldn't even watch it, didn't say a word, just left. That ain't normal. You innocent? You sit there and say, run the tape. But if you know what's on it, you did, quick.
Are you driving way less than you used to? Do you have a clean driving record? Are you over 25? Do you not have a DUI?
Before criminal charges enter the chat, maybe this man ain't stupid. Maybe he just dodged a Diddy trial. Because you know Diddy's sitting in court right now wondering where the escape hatch at. Shannon, he paid the toll and kept it pushing. But still, if ESPN saw that footage or even just heard about it, it makes sense why they tossed him. No hesitation, no statement, just delete the contact. So now the big question is, was this just the beginning, or is there more we don't know? You don't fire a man that made you millions unless you think the storm's just getting started. Just when Shannon thought he could chill in silence, stack what's left of his money and rebuild, boom, another lawsuit. This time, $20 million for defamation over a damn Usher concert. Yup, a woman named Jamalita Tillman is suing Shannon and Chad Ochocinco too over something they said on their podcast. What was it? They clowned this lady for being in one of those viral Usher serenade moments, right?
Were you in the front row? You never met Usher? How did it happen?
Well, in this particular instance, there's this area where you sit, and it's funny because they say, Mr. Raymond's going to walk past here, do not move. He's going to be just walking through.
Okay.
He wasn't even supposed to stop where we were. It was like magnetic, and he smells like vacation.
Why did he pick you?
Well, it was...
Why not, Larry? Why not?
One of the young ladies was telling him I'm a retired homeschool mom and that this should be her moment, not hers. And the lady was from the UK, and he said, well, come on over here because I just finished homeschooling my daughter who finished all her studies last year.
Oh, yeah, she has a doctorate at 17.
17, yes, ma'am. And so he brought me closer, and I locked in. I brought out all the Broadway magic that I had, but it was easy. He has a magnetic personality, and I'm really excited about this opportunity because now the Harold Washington is getting a lot of play. People are following things that my daughter is doing, but with that does come some ups and downs.
Oh, yeah.
So I first saw this on X. Somebody shared the video and said the description of the video video was that, like, this woman, her husband divorced her because of her connection with Usher and everything else. So that's just completely not true.
That is
just to get that out there, because a lot of people are seeing this video. In that context.
Completely false. I am single. I am a retired homeschool mom looking to expand the arts here and across the pond. I am single. You got a cherry? Give me a jingle. Who knows? She's getting cherry.
You know the ones where he grabs a fan, sings nice and slow. Gets all flirty on stage. Well, apparently, Shannon and Chad got on their mics and said, yo, her husband left her over that performance.
I saw that on stage. Hold on.
I saw that.
Husband claimed she never kissed him in public and was shocked she would kiss a complete stranger in front of 20,000 people.
Problem is, she ain't even married. Never was. So now she's coming for.
So Shannon Sharpe, right? The great club Shay content creator. He is even grifting on viral moments, making up shit. Now, ain't that a shame? Shannon Sharpe is a despicable human being for some of the behaviors that he does. Why are you, sir, making up storyline, making up content to talk about with Chad Ochocinco cheating, bald-headed, caught in the marital bed of his home with a hole on his wife? Why are y'all even doing that? First of all, neither one of y'all are credible married husbands. Neither one of y'all are. And then you lie and say that she isn't? Why even go there? Because Shannon Sharpe is a dummy. He could catch, run, and throw a fucking football, and he is somebody for it. They push through a lot of kids, people that don't even know how to read and write, okay, to be, great little circus animals on fields and in places, where they can make a significant amount of money off of them. And they don't even know they right from they left. Why are you, Shannon Sharpe, making up stories to push on the internet so that you can tag along with a person that went viral with somebody famous and you famous? Chad Ochocinco famous. Why are y'all niggas doing that? That is so stupid. But I think Shannon Sharpe and Chad Ochocinco are dumb men that happen to get a break in life where most people don't, even though they are also as equally talented and probably smart for their athletic abilities. And it's unfortunate, but this is the end result. Chad Ochocinco cannot talk about nobody cheating on nobody. Dude, nowhere. You were caught in bed, Chad Ochocinco, on your wife in y'all's married home, sleeping with another woman. Stop it.
Both of them and their podcast network saying, y'all lied on me. Millions saw it. You damaged my rep. You ignored all my requests to take it down. Now run me my 20 mil. And yo, on paper, she got a solid case. This ain't no internet troll or clout chaser. She's a real one. Director at a cultural center in Chicago. Homeschool her daughter. That daughter got her doctorate as a teenager. Bruh, we're not talking about some random influencer. We're talking about a professional woman with receipts, a legacy, and now a lawsuit.
This quote that they're reading from the husband is not a real quote because she doesn't have a husband. So she said that they took that right there, and it, because this clip, right, she says that she has like a homeschool program. She's like the top homeschooler in the country. She was on a Zoom. Some of the men from the people that she works with came on a Zoom and said they were upset at her because her story is that she's a single mom and she had to do a lot by herself, including homeschool her child, right? The men came on and said, well, why are you hiding your husband and emasculating him and not giving him credit for helping you raise your child? We heard Shannon Sharpe say blah 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 about your husband because of the Usher concert, and that's how she even knew that it was happening. She reached out to them. She gave them ample time, according to Ms. Tillman, to remove things and to publicly apologize. She says that they pulled it down off of where you could view it on YouTube and other platforms, but not from Apple. As of yesterday, she claims that it was still on Apple. We went and checked today. It's not on Apple anymore. But she wanted to make it clear that this is not like a shakedown attempt or anything like that. She gave them time. She wanted things removed. Once communication kind of faded out and they weren't responding to her, she then filed the lawsuit. And they are in conversation for a settlement, but she says that she even plans to use this as a example when she goes and speaks to Congress not too long from now, because it's more about journalistic integrity and the fact that people can take anything and do anything.
Oh, she asked him to take it down and he take it down.
They removed it, so they removed it from some platforms, but it wasn't removed, she says, from Apple. She sent me a screenshot of it being still up on their Apple platform at one point. Yeah. But as of today, we went and looked today. It's not there, but she is alleging that it was still there, and that's what made her say, you know what, I'm going to file the lawsuit because I've asked for these things to happen and they haven't.
All right, so let's not act like this is some clout hungry IG model trying to go viral. Jimalita Tillman ain't new to the grind. She ain't a groupie. She not some random chick from a crowd. This woman is a global director at the Harold Washington Cultural Center in Chicago, a single mom who homeschooled her daughter so well, the girl ended up getting a doctorate before she could legally drink. Like,
Struggling to lose weight? This is why I switched to compounded GLP-1.
I have struggled with my weight since childhood. Diet and exercise was
this ain't just some emotional lawsuit. She got a whole resume, a real career, and now a defamation lawsuit with legs. She said Shannon and Chad lied on her, claimed she was married when she wasn't, said her fake husband divorced her over an Usher moment, refused to correct it even after she publicly denied it multiple times, and kept reposting the clip like it was comedy hour. You see the pattern? She said she reached out multiple times, told them it was false, asked them to take it down. They ghosted her, left the content up, doubled down. Now she's saying the false narrative hurt her character, damaged her reputation, affected her personal and professional relationships, caused real emotional distress. And honestly, she got a point. Because the moment you step on a podcast with millions of followers and start throwing names out without facts, you might think you being funny, but now that's a $20 million punchline.
Prove the identity that it's her. We got that. She needs to prove the publication. She can do that. It went viral. But the negligence again, she needs to prove that the statement was made with reckless disregard for the truth or negligently. Did Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco make these statements recklessly? Did they disregard the truth? Well, I think they did, right? She's not married. She went on numerous TV shows apparently to try to prove that she wasn't married. She contacted them in numerous ways, according to her, to let them know that she was not married, and they disregarded all of her communications. This lady was pretty serious about trying to clear this up, but it all went to no avail. Now I can tell you, we can kind of go a little bit deeper in the weeds about whether this lady is famous, whether she's a public figure or not. I'll just tell you pretty quickly that if you're a public figure, it's much harder to win these defamation cases because you're putting yourself out there in public. But the law says that if you're a private figure, then it's much easier to win on these claims. So even though she was pulled up on stage at this Usher event, and even though she went on news media to try to correct the narrative, the law is probably going to consider her a private figure. And that's going to make this a lot easier for her to win. So I think she's got the negligence factor too. The law is going to try to protect her a little bit because she's a private person, and you have Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco who have millions and millions of followers and subscribers on their platforms making content about this lady who is not putting herself out there to be ridiculed like this. The fourth element is falsity. She's going to need to prove that the statement that she was married during this time was false. She's going to need to prove that her husband is not filing divorce papers against her. She's going to need to prove that those statements are all false. That's going to be easy for her. She's going to be able to testify that she's not married, and then Shannon Sharpe and Ochocinco are not going to be able to produce a marriage certificate showing that she was married at the time of the event. The last element is harm, all right? She's going to need to prove that the statement caused material or reputational injury. Now again, this is going to kind of depend on whether she's considered a public figure or a private figure. Not to get too deep into it, but if she's considered a private figure, it's going to be easier for her to prove damages. We're going to continue to read the article, but what do you guys think right here? Has she shown identity, that the statement was about her? Has she shown that the statement was published? Has she shown that the statement was made in a reckless disregard for the truth? Has she shown that the statement was false? Can she show that? And can she show that the statement caused material or reputational harm?
And she's not even asking for clout. She's asking for accountability. Take it down. Apologize. Cut the check. And Shannon, once again, chose ego. Now he back in court again over something that didn't even need to happen. All he had to do was fact check and show some respect. Oh, let's get this straight. This ain't even about the Usher concert no more. It's about what happened after. Because when Jamalita hit him up repeatedly, trying to set the record straight, they curved her. No apology, no takedown, not even a my bad. She said, yo, I'm not married. Y'all spreading lies. Please remove it. They basically said, no, run the views up. Like, bruh, all she wanted was a correction and some decency. But instead, Shannon and Chad treated it like content, like she was a meme, a punchline. And now that little laugh costing them 20 million. Mm-hmm. And what makes it worse, this ain't the first time Shannon been called out for clowning black women. He got a whole track record of picking low-hanging fruit and turning it into locker room talk. But this time, he picked the wrong one. A woman with class, credentials, and a legal team. Like, bruh, how you got millions, a team, a platform, and you still act like a messy group chat with microphones? You settle in one lawsuit, and while the ink's still drying, you get slapped with another? That's not a bad week. That's a lifestyle.
For this last one, it's still a little up in the air. Let's see what the article says. This lady continues that the ongoing misinformation has resulted in emotional distress for the plaintiff, damaging her reputation and adversely affecting her personal and professional relationship. Now, guys, I know we hear all emotional distress. We think, oh, forget it. You know, it's all made up. But if this lady is a professional, I think she was a director at some center. People are saying, up there with Usher. Did you know she's married? Did you know her husband is looking at filing a divorce? Her husband was so mad. How do you know her husband was mad? Shay said that's what Ochocinco said. She was up there dancing and looking.
Sorry, guys. I got to reload my screen. I don't know why. I'm sitting right next to my Wi-Fi booster.
To want to handle the removals yourself, Opter is
and professional relationship. Now, guys, I know when we hear all emotional distress, we think, oh, forget it, it's all made up. But if this lady is a professional, I think she was a director at some center, and people are saying, hey, that's the lady that was up there with Usher. Did you know she's married? Did you know her husband is looking at filing a divorce? Her husband was so mad. How do you know her husband was mad? Well, that's what Club Shay Shay said. That's what Ochocinco said. She was up there dancing and looking deep into Usher's eyes. Can you believe this? I absolutely believe that there could have been a lot of whisperings behind her back from people who tangentially knew her but didn't know if she was married or not. This actually could have hurt her reputation. Guys. The article continues that the woman is a Chicago native whose previously homeschooled daughter received her doctorate while still what? Her daughter received a doctorate while still a teenager, and she taught her daughter. All right, this is a very important fact. Guys, this has nothing to do with the actual defamation case, but it shows you that this lady here is serious. Despite what we are seeing on the screen, this lady's about 3 inches from Usher's face. This lady homeschooled her daughter, and while her daughter was in high school, her daughter earned a doctorate degree. That lets you know that this daughter has some serious intellectual genes, and some of those surely belong to the mom, who again is some director of some center. The mom took it upon herself to homeschool the daughter, didn't let the daughter go to public or private school, brought the daughter up herself. What does that mean? To me as an attorney, this means that this lady is not going away. This is not a game. Again, this has nothing to do. Not. Is this person educated or not? Is this person serious or not? Can we blow them off? Can we ignore them? This lady apparently ignored. She has the capability to really go hard on this case. All right, so the article continues that the U.S. Sun has reached out to Shannon Sharpe's attorneys for comment. In a conversation with the U.S. Sun, Tillman added, we've been in communication with the legal team of Shay Shay Media, who was also representing Shannon Sharpe. All right, so now the woman is talking to Shannon Sharpe's legal team. The woman says that they're looking to resolve this matter quickly, and we will probably have more to share upon our next conversation. Guys, this sentence right here tells you all that you need to know. If this is true, this lady's saying that Shannon Sharpe's legal team is looking to resolve this matter quickly. Does that remind us of anything? Is that similar to another lawsuit that we heard about just a few months ago? I don't know if you guys remember, but when Shannon Sharpe was hit with this $50 million lawsuit.
At this point, you got to ask, did somebody put roots on Shannon? Like, real talk. Voodoo doll, sage in reverse, some old Creole lady whispering be humble into a chicken bone. Because this ain't just bad luck. This is back-to-back L's with interest. You settle a great case for M's. Then before the dust even settles, you get slapped with a defamation lawsuit, all while the streets drag your name, ESPN cuts the cord, and your OnlyFans side chick posting victory laps. Something's off. Even when this man was in the fire, getting cooked by lawsuits, headlines, court whispers, he still found time to clown a black woman. That's the part that stings. A lot of y'all defended him, said leave Shannon alone, acted like he was the victim. But what did he do with that grace? He doubled down on disrespect, and not toward the industry, not toward his accuser, toward a grown, educated black woman who ain't do nothing but dance at an Usher concert. You get what you give out. You clown women, you get clown. You lie on someone's name, your name gets dragged. You stay quiet when it's time to apologize, life gonna get real loud. So yeah, maybe it ain't literal roots, but the karma, that's spiritual law, and it don't miss. Look, man, this ain't just about lawsuits. It's about legacy, character, and how fast it can all disappear when ego runs the show. Shannon Sharpe played 14 seasons in the NFL, built a media empire, became one of the most respected voices in sports, and in less than 12 months, he fumbled it all. Not because of one mistake, but because he refused to stop talking, refused to apologize, and refused to respect the very people who held him down when the world turned his back. You can't disrespect your daughter, clown black women, ignore facts, and think karma gonna skip your address. You may escape court once, maybe even twice, but if your heart ain't right, if your mouth still reckless, life gonna spin the block. So now I gotta ask y'all, do you think Shannon's done? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger downfall? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you on the next one. Panda out.
Panda out. And that will also conclude our little piece here on Shannon Sharpe. Been here almost 3 hours, okay? Shannon Sharpe is a dummy, y'all. Like, I just, take it for what I see. Yes, he is a wonderful sportsman and all of that. That's great. Shannon Sharpe can be, there are lots of people in the world that unfortunately came from eras and generations of times when we just did not give a damn. And unfortunately, we're kind of drifting back into that, where kids are not learning how to read. It's crazy out here, right? So, yeah, Shannon Sharpe to me just seems like a blubbering idiot. I've never really been interested in his Shay Shay podcast, only when he's had great black people on, because they are the talking points for me. I don't think Shannon Sharpe really comes up with like mind-blowing questions and, conversation that I'm really just like, oh, wow, Shannon, great question. No, I don't. The only reason why Shannon Sharpe is very popular on platforms as a content creator, like a lot of famous people are, is because they had a platform of being a celebrity, a sportsman in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So, of course, they're going to bring that supportive fan base audience to a social media platform. If Shannon Sharpe were any regular guy sitting in front of a camera talking, would you care? Would Cat Williams have cared? I don't think so. I've seen Cat Williams give everyday, regular, just, popular, but not on the Shannon Sharpe level, an interview. And I'm not going to hold you. I like the questions and the conversations that were had. I like the Cat Williams piece of him on Shannon Sharpe, but I just did not feel the questions that Shannon Sharpe asked. I don't think they're smart at all. I just don't. I don't think that they're conversational. I just don't get it with Shannon Sharpe. I know, I feel it in my spirit. The only reason why Shannon Sharpe is as popular as he is on social media platforms is because he was a Hall of Famer in the football world. I said it, and nigga, I mean it. I think if Shannon Sharpe started off as a content creator, as a janitor at a high school, I don't think he'd have 6 million followers over a span of any of his platforms. I don't think Shannon Sharpe could hold an audience. I don't. If he was not a famous football player, I don't. And of course, all his football fans are going to, hang on his every word. He throws a fucking football across a field, right? So we see how sports fans are. They hang on their words. They love them because they get those really big, contractual deals. They make hundreds of millions of dollars, even tens of millions of dollars, while the rest of us are somewhere living paycheck to paycheck, things like that. We may be 100,000-aire, tens of thousandaires, whatever the hell, however have you. So we're, I'm not so much like that for sportsmen. I'm a girl, so of course, their athletic builds are attractive to me, but not for nothing. Like I don't like hang on to their, every word and every move and everything that they do because they're wealthy. Okay. So, but that's just the way that there are some sportsmen that, talk very, fluently and, conversational and, intellectual, all of that great stuff, social, everything that, we would want in a good content creator or a person that, speaks about matters and however have you, whatever. And it comes across as something that we, I just don't get it with Shannon Sharpe. I don't really care. I just don't. I've only watched Club Shay Shay when he's had people on his show that were Black and influential. So other than that, I think Shannon Sharpe's chickens are coming home to roost, and it's going to be a lot of yoke on his head by the time he gets done. I think he's going to be broke. I think the only income he's really going to have to survive on is going to be Club Shay Shay and whatever other podcast he's doing. And I think that a lot of the celebrities are going to look at him and be like, oh, well, yeah, we told you. It's going to be like the laughing running joke with Club Shay Shay and Ochocinco. It's like, why are y'all lying for content? Y'all are who y'all are. We see the little YouTubers, and even some of the big ones lying about content. Why are y'all doing it? Y'all got money out the ass coming from y'all's podcast alone. Why are you lying for numbers, lying for attention, lying to go viral? Why are you doing that? That is shameful of you in the podcast where I hit my funny bone. That shit hurts. It's tingling. Why are you doing that? That's just so despicable and a blemish on the content world. Like, we really have to think about content, research content, feel content that we do. A lot of us, we don't got time for lies. We don't got time for making up shit to go viral. And why? I think I hold more credibility being honest and just reviewing the truthful content that I see put out there and sipping tea from it than I would up here lying about it. And, I like to sleep at night, and not have not if any regret in my life. I tend to try to do my best to run a clean cut channel. So where there's no lies and there's no, smoke and mirrors are made up, scenes and scenarios in life about people, places and things that are happening and going on. And I want to keep my shit as best as I can. So, I don't want to be sued, or asked to take my channel down or some shit like that, or they take my channel down. Okay. So yeah, we're going to continue to sip all of the relevant real tea that is pouring around out here because it's plenty. It is plenty. Like I said, I just think Shannon Sharpe's an idiot. I really do. I appreciate the contribution that he did when he was throwing the football, but I think he's lost hindsight of a lot of that since he's been off the court and not really running and fighting for something anymore. He's just sitting down talking shit about people and whatever, and not taking real genuine advice from his peers when they're telling that nigga. They see it in his face. They see it right there around the corner in his face, wherever the fuck they see things in Shannon Sharpe's life that were potentially going to be not good for his life. He laughed about it, he blew it off, and he treated it as if it was insignificant, and didn't even take a lifetime. Right around the corner came the trouble that his peers were telling him, we see this shit, Shannon Sharpe, you need to see it too. And he just refused to, and he kept making such light of it, and he kept acting as if he was still that nigga throwing the ball, where he's just not as valuable to the brands and the spaces and places that he really thought he was, especially after we heard some of the context of how he carries on with his intimate lovers. Nobody cares for that, Shannon. You could have kept all of that shit to yourself. You're gonna be with your snow bunny. You know what type of energy that brings. Keep your snow bunny hopping, nigga, because if you don't, she is going to turn the tables on you, and it's not gonna be a pretty sight. And as we see, it's not. Like I said, I don't think Shannon Sharpe had enough to cover his lawsuit with Gabrielle Sue's niggas just now. And now he's already again up with another $20 million lawsuit between him and Chad Ochocinco. And I don't think Chad Ochocinco has $20 million to give her, even if it's split down the middle. I don't think Chad has that kind of money to just give her. I've seen Chad say he's on a budget, bitch. And he very much so watches his coins today because he blew all of his football money long time ago. Okay, he fumbled his bag with the wealthy realtor. Okay, he fumbled the bag with her, right? I don't think she's paying him any never mind these days. So I don't know what, and I'm glad she's not, because if she is, she will be responsible for owing this debt if Chad and Shannon Sharpe are found to be made liable for this debt with the lady in Chicago from the Usher concert. Okay, when you're married and one of the two of you accrue debt, both of you are responsible for the debt. So interesting to see how that's going to play out. You know, we're going to sip some tea from it. This is Tanisha Talks Teas. Thank you, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Kick for sipping tea with Tanisha Talks Teas. Until next time, y'all stay safe and always stay sipping. Bye.
Thanks for watching. Remember to show your support by liking, subscribing, and sharing. It's a blessing. Keep your teacups filled and ready for my next upload. Until then, stay inspired and remember, always stay sipping.